A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at this stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favorites with a sparkling form in the tournament.
AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with
a strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites, with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites, with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training, in line chasing for a sixth AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco And he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary.
AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1.
You're watching me do this live. I haven't streamed for a while. Now. Tonight we're going to do the semis. Cameroon versus Egypt. I wasn't going to miss this one. Especially after Cameroon's... I think it's the captain who talked smack today. He said he's not impressed by Salah. This is how you think the dirty side of streaming. Hold on a second. Move that there. Put the logo right there. This looks okay to me. Waiting till the game starts. 52 minutes and counting. We're approaching the final. AFCON has gone by so fast, man. Meanwhile, let's get back to the ads. Catch you later.
A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday.
Hold on a second. My desktop audio is muted here.
A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent
I'm muted here. Let's see if I can still play.
Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday.
Let me see if I can still play this song and you guys will. Right, better. Alright, I can get back to the ads. I just wanted to confirm that.
A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training, in line chasing for a 6th AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well.
A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face 7-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training, in line chasing for a 6th AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals. But we're ready.
The Cameroon versus Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday evening, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face 7-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament.
AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon versus Egypt. Match between Cameroon versus Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team?
A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training, in line chasing for a sixth AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals. But we're ready.
The Cameroon versus Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday evening, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training, in line chasing for a sixth AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals, but we're ready.
The Cameroon versus Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday evening, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training in line chasing for a sixth AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals, but we're ready.
The Cameroon-Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday evening, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training in line chasing for a sixth AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals, but we're ready.
The Cameroon versus Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final.
AFCON 2020. 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team?
Show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training, in line chasing for a sixth AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicate of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals. But we're ready.
The Cameroon versus Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday evening, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face seven-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training, in line chasing for his 6th AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals. But we're ready.
The Cameroon versus Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday evening, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face 7-time champions Egypt.
Well, we're about 18 minutes to game time. Oh no. Oh hell no. Oh, I'm not making this mistake today. This mistake of last time I made the mistake of showing the game. See, they have this on the other tab. CAF came from my head last time via email. Bastards. The bastards came from my head. Alright. Wow, so they're going through the stats in tally right now. You know, people have been saying things about the way Cameroon have been progressing, which, you know, tupumue pole pole. Wait, simp. Come on, you're going to type in the comment section. About type things I can understand. You turd. Type things I can understand, my guy. So Cameroon have been winning. They beat Gambia 2-0. Cameroon beat Comoros 2-1. They drew with Cape Verde. Beat Ethiopia 4-1. Hey, fam. People have been saying that the way they've been progressing has been fishy. Like, you know, the other team has, like, weird cases of COVID. Weird cases of COVID coming. While Cameroon, like, each time the doctors test the both teams for COVID pre-match, the other teams have, like, 5 cases of COVID, while Cameroon come back with 0. So either they, you know, I'm not going to be the one to stop throwing claims. Anyway, maybe they have a really good doctor. Let me not be stupid. Yeah, one of their captains, the captain for Cameroon, decided to say that he doesn't fear. The Cameroonian captain said he does not fear Mohamed Salah. Those were his words. Let me just look for his words. Cameroon versus Egypt. Who is it? Cameroon. Salah. Mohamed Salah does not impress me much, says Vincent Abubakar. He's not impressed by Mohamed Salah. That's the Cameroonian striker, right? He's the forward for Cameroon. He said he's not afraid of Salah, that he's not impressed, that he's a good footballer, but he hasn't died. Jaman anacheza mind games. He's playing mind games way early before the game started. Lloyd and I watched Sophia the First. Where? Boss, you really want to start right now? Essentially, the Cameroonian captain, the Cameroonian striker rather, is the one who talked shit today. He said he's not impressed by Salah at all. He's not impressed by Salah at all. That he does not produce much during games. I say it clearly because I'm an honest person and have my way of seeing things. If he impressed me, I wouldn't say so, but he does not impress. He's a good player. He scores a lot, but he does not produce a lot of stuff in the game. My guy. Like, I'm looking at the Egyptian stats. They haven't drawn. Unlike Cameroon. Cameroon have drawn with certain people. Egypt have won all their games. Whether on penalty or not, they've won all their games. So choosing for the striker to start going after Salah verbally, that is a very risky mind game. Very, very risky, man. By the way, the finals will be Salah versus Mane, man. Facts. As in, okay, personally, I'll say this, I'll come out with it. Personally, I'm rooting for Cameroon. I hope Cameroon beat Egypt fair and square. Because, to be fair, I haven't seen like Egypt have put forward anything to write home about. I haven't seen anything worth having the star power that Egypt brings from the English Premier League. You know, with the kind of people that Egypt has, the kind of team that Egypt is stacked on, man. I've not seen them play that to that level. So, as much as I can understand what what's his face, that Cameroonian striker was saying about Salah, I don't think he should have said it. I don't think he should have. You know, there are things, kuna zile ukweli. They're the truths that need to be said, but you're not the person who's supposed to say them. Especially if you're about to go on the pitch with the person you're talking shit about. Like Abubakar, his name is not even synonymous with anything big, man. This Vincent Abubakar. Besides, like, Vincent Abubakar is the Cameroonian forward. But beyond that, this is the first time I'm hearing about him. All because he talks smack about Salah. I think he chose to pick the wrong fight at the wrong time. You don't play mind games at this time, especially when you're about to be the ones on the frying pan. It don't work like that, fam. It don't work like that, man. It might backfire if he's not careful. Mazekwanda wanyorosha, guy. Imagine kunyorosha being beaten and you just came from talking smack about Salah. If Salah chooses, decides to feed on that. If Salah feeds on that, let me just show you for a sec. The feed. I'm going to take down this feed the minute the game begins. The minute the game begins, I'll just take down the feed. Right? Hold on a sec. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see. That's the feed right there. Look at that. There is the man, the myth, the legend, Mo Salah. There's the El Neni, the Arsenal reject, fam. The Arsenal reject. Boy. The Arsenali reject. Basically, what I'm saying is this: talking shit about Salah is a risky choice. That is a risky choice, especially when you're about to be on the hot seat. I'm rooting for Cameroon, but if they go down, they better go down swinging, man. They better not be taken down like punks. At Kutola, let's do 3-0 or something. I want, just for anyone who comes through, let me just leave a comment. Comment there. Score. What are your score predictions, fam? What are your score predictions? The game is about to begin, and I'm going to just remove. Before the game begins, I'm going to just take down the video. I just wanted you guys to see that, just wanted you guys to see the thingy, the teams coming through.
Legendary. I'm legendary. Yeah, you know. Yeah. I'm legendary. You know. Let's go. Out of the dust, a legend is born. Born for the game, born for the throne. Up from the ground. And out of the gates, I am the storm, I am the thunder, I am the eye of the hurricane. Yeah, cause I'm the only one that's born for this shit. Cause I am mythic, I was made for this shit. They feeling the rumble when I make you quake. Out on the earth, up from the bottom, onto the top, making it shake.
Egypt, really.
I'm taking the crown.
It's a fair bet.
That's why I came.
It's a fair bet, Zane. It's a fair bet. As in, I would just vote there. Because I'm seeing most people go, okay, the vote has swung in Egypt's direction suddenly. 55% for Egypt, 36% for Cameroon, 9% for a draw. And even if it goes to a draw, we'll just go to penalties. But then this prediction is a draw at the end of 90. At the end of 90, we have a draw, but winning the game fair and square.
History's
made. Guys swinging for Egypt. Man, you guys have a lot of faith in the Egyptian team.
Out of the rubble and out from the dirt.
And it's
this is my rise, this is my time, this is my birth. This is my legacy, I'm made for this shit. This is my moment, I was born for this
so it begins, man. The hot seat has begun.
I am the raw, I am the real, I am the strong, I am the great, yeah. I'm taking the crown. That's why I came.
The hot seat is about
Cause I came to reign. Know the name. Nothing can stop me.
The hot seat is about to begin.
I can't be contained. I was born ready. I'm legendary.
So right now they're doing the national anthems for each country.
I'm legendary.
They're doing the national anthems for each country before we begin. It is violence time, man.
That's why I came, cause I came to reign. Know the name, nothing can stop me. I can't be contained. I was born
and even if
ready.
Egypt win, man.
I'm legendary.
Man, seeing a Salah versus Mane situation, they both head back to Europe. It's fine, it's tempting. But for this one, I will be honest, I'm rooting for Cameroon. Stadanganya. I'm rooting for Cameroon on this one. Things are about to get underway, man. minutes left. Still doing the national anthems right now on the pitch. Still doing the national anthems on the pitch right now. Zayn, is it that you support Egypt? Is it that you support Egypt? Or you just statistically you're placing your gamble on them? Careful typing here. Trying to balance my phone elsewhere. It's almost time. We have a minute left. We have 2 minutes. 2 minutes and this thing can get on the road, man. Hold on. Did my predictions on the starting lineup pan out? Abu Bakr, there's the mouth. The guy running his mouth. Anguissa. This is the only guy I recognize from the Premier League. Salah. That guy who just said that he's not impressed by Salah. He said he's not impressed by Salah, and he went eagerly to fist bump Salah over there. He went eagerly to fist bump Salah over there. Jibeleka taking his fist bump over there when he just came from talking smack about the guy and smiling. Salah hasn't even shown a single. Salah did not even show any emotion to the guy. Salah did not show any emotion to the dude at all. Ooh, Samalato is here to watch this one. Of course he's there though. I mean, he's former player of the national team. Of course he'd be there. Why wouldn't he? And we are 10 seconds in, the game just started. Let's get this show on the road. Hey, what? Come on. The pushing is a bit mediocre on both sides. Nothing yet. First 2 minutes. We're 2 minutes in. We're about a minute in. Not much to write home about yet. I don't know. Still. Seeing anything as of yet. Anything worth writing home about, except the Cameroonians are trying to be a bit aggressive. First 3 minutes, they're really determined to push in the first goal. Come on. Like I said, I didn't make any secret. I'm rooting for them on this one. Trying to make sure that they move in first, but they've not really posed a proper challenge for the keeper, the Egyptian keeper, as of yet. Not seeing anything yet. Nothing for Egypt to worry about as of yet. For Salah, catch Salah, but he's manned by 3 guys, man. These guys are offside. No, he touched with his hand, ball to hand. The hand. Nothing for Egypt to worry about. They're trying to send the ball forward a bit more. They're trying to really reach Salah, but the man he's a marked man at this point. I sincerely hope it's not the game that they just keep dragging us out for a draw and hoping to go to penalties, because penalties benefit nobody. That's a very risky game, man. Penalties is a very risky game. I just hope they just actually put in effort. 5 minutes in and I'm not seeing anything yet. It's except for Cameroon, really trying to, play those short passes. They're playing on those short passes, moving forward. Sending this forward. Pretty slow. No challenge for that Abubakar guy. The Abubakar guy wasn't enough for the keeper to score. It wasn't risky. It was straight into his hands. Not a challenge. I think they just switched Salah's position. He's no longer outright at the forward part because everyone is. That's the thing, when you play on your home turf and you've become notorious overseas for a certain thing, the star power of what you've done overseas, kind of people like Mane hasn't managed to do anything for Senegal, much for Senegal, and he's here taking from the forward, or rather it's just scoring heavily beyond the penalty he did. The stars from the EPL haven't been doing much because when they come home, they're marked men. Which is why you'd have guys like Abubakar talking smack to the press pre-match, saying he's not impressed with Salah. Himself is not even well sealed up. They're trying to send something forward. Crap. Oh my god. What? Salah sends one right over the bar. But so close, so thinly over the bar. Man, that was... Yikes. Wow, that would have been a screamer of a goal, man. There's someone who really desperately wants Cameroon to just do something. I actually do want Cameroon to pull off something here. The dominance the North African teams have been showing. The dominance of North African teams has been South African teams is just wanting something I'm not usually. I don't enjoy the dominance of African teams anymore. Show the kind of dominance that African teams show. I don't enjoy it. I'm not a fan. Egyptians are now actually pushing forward hard and they're moving fast, man, which is actually pissing me off because they're cutting through the Cameroonians so easily, man. El Neni here on the African side, El Neni making himself look like a prime Barcelona player, and on the Arsenal side he's complete jack. Barker. I'm openly hiding where my allegiance is for tonight. Tonight it's staying with Cameroon. And I need them to play a bit better because they're losing the ball so much. It's like they've blown all their energy running around like headless chickens. The first whatever chances he had, you can't even call them shots on goal. And I'm seeing my friends say that they need Salah versus Mane. We already see that on a regular EPL season. I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about seeing a Salah versus Mane situation. No. We already see that on a regular EPL season. So why is the manager kneeling on the ground? He's thanking God for giving him a free kick, for giving Egypt a free kick. Really? No, the free kick went. Yeah, the ref just came and warned him about doing that. What? Okay, the ref having a bit of an altercation here with one of the Egyptian staffers. All he does is come to run his mouth on the ref. To mind his own damn business. Egyptian keeper looks pissed. He's complaining that he's not being given space to play. Space to play. Hold on one sec. I hope you guys could hear me this whole time. Oh, they're moving forward. The Cameroonians tried to make an advance, but that led up to nothing. The Egyptians cleared that one rather easily, but they have a second chance. Trying to cut through. Come on, dribbled a bit too much. It was Abubakar. He tried to dribble his way past three defenders. He's trying to move past three defenders, fam. He's trying to prove a point. Well, again, I wouldn't knock him for trying to prove the point, especially after what he said. This is the stage where he needs to prove the point, right? If he says he's not impressed by Salah, then show us what we're supposed to be impressed with, fam. He said he's not impressed by Salah. Show us what's supposed to be impressive then. Show us what's supposed to be impressive. Said that Salah was not impressive enough. Show us what's impressive, man. We're 15 minutes in, and so far the only threatening shots on goal, the only threatening shot on goal has come from Salah himself. Salah was not all that, and I should show what's impressive. throw-in. A bit close on the Egyptian box, trying to cut through into the box, but the Egyptian defense does enough to maintain it's a goal kick. Wait, how is that a corner? I could have. Oh no, the last touch was from him. The last touch was from him. It was definitely from him. Right? The last touch was from him. I don't know why he's whining. Someone's head come through. Someone's head. Oh, the ball. Okay, the Cameroonians yelling for a penalty. Oh my gosh, that was so close. That was so close. Directly at the bar, fam. At the corner of the bar. That was so close. Oh, it's been ruled as another corner. It's another corner. But there's an injury inside that scuffle in the box. Someone inside that box scuffle is another injury. So far nothing to write home about besides the Cameroonians trying to push in a bit of effort. The corner taken again quickly. Come on, what? So he was open to shoot, then he went and took the shot from his left foot again, and somehow the ball hit his right foot. The man was shooting, and instead of the ball moving forward, it hit his right foot. It hit his right foot instead. Come on, man. Mother of all. The Cameroonians just seem to be wasting chance after chance, and I feel that at some point the Cameroonians will find themselves on the back foot. They will find themselves on the back foot. Chasing.
Midway through the Cameroon half, out to Omar Kamar. Get the cross in, he's got Mustafa Mohamed in there, but he's decided to take a couple of touches and shoot himself. Wobbles off target, and ultimately not the best bit of decision making by Omar Kamar. He did really well to glide away from a couple of Cameroonian challenges, and then he got himself around about sort of 25 yards away from goal, and just tried to find that far corner of Onana's goal to his right-hand side. It's one that is skewed. Goal kick, which is taken by Onana. by Omar Kamal.
I don't remember. I don't see, and I can't tell which player that was. Don't exactly know all of the Egyptian players, but he tried to take a shot from pretty far outside the box. But for that Cameroonian miss has really pissed me off, man. Literally, he was alone with a shot on goal, and then he shoots with his left foot, and instead the ball hits his right foot.
2006, 2008, 2010, 2017.
If self-sabotage was a person, man. We're 20 minutes in already.
Nation that doesn't quite have as much
That's the thing with football, man.
Cameroon or Nigeria. Most successful
Time flies so fast, man. Nobody to chase the ball. Nobody to chase the ball. Cameroon are frustrating the shit out of me right now. They are frustrating the shit out of me.
Clearance is there away by the Egyptian defence. The Baski has gone down. Seems to be some sort of arm injury. Whether or not Vincent Boubacar just collided into him.
Yeah, it's a bad injury.
Looking to get some medical
That's
attention.
a bad injury.
Hamid Sobi is off the bench, just tying his right boot up as he's probably going to go for a little warm-up. Put his gloves on, so maybe he might be getting introduced in this semi-final. And he made his first cap in that quarter-final win against Morocco. He only appeared for a brief time.
Yeah, that was
Vincent Boubacar really
colliding
went
to him on the Egyptian
both went for it, didn't
box.
they? Not intent on trying to stop, pull out, were they? If they had to collide with each other, that was going to be
Referees all today. In his long distinguished career, he hadn't refereed very well against Egyptian club and national teams, and they put in a formal referee for today. They reckoned
it was the Egyptian keeper, man.
distinguished career, he hadn't refereed very
Collided.
well against Egyptian
He
club
collided with
and national
Abubakar.
teams, and they put in a formal referee for today. They reckoned in his long distinguished career, he hadn't refereed very well against Egyptian club and national.
A few years ago in that League Cup final where Maurizio Sarri wanted to bring him off, okay, for a very different reason, but Player put his foot down and stubborn and said, no, I want to carry on. And in extra time,
it's the Egyptian keeper who collided with
get his
Abubakar.
wish, but then Egyptian coach Carlos Queiroz put his foot down and said, no, you do have to come off. That's exactly what happened. Play resumes with Castelletto. Ball at his feet.
Collided with Abubakar, yeah. Weird collision.
Can't talk with Combi over on that left-hand side, but he's back. Egypt. 25 gone. Second semi-final, the African Cup of Nations. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. It's the latest one. The winners take on Aliou Cisse and Senegal, who are in back-to-back AFCON finals, incidentally. Great tackle by Hongler on Omar Marmouche. Here is Tokwe Kombi.
So
now he finds
young.
Hongler. He's going to take on Abdul Monim. He played it through Abdul Monim, but Omar Kamal with a sliding tackle. Sliding was Tokwe Kombi, not a sliding tackle, just sort of a slip. His right boot, but able to clear it is. Egypt defence. Now it's on Gisa, just trying to get beyond El Neni. Heads. Right. There is a pitch that wear and tear hasn't been relayed, certainly it's fair to say. Players have slipped already in this game, and Cameroon very used to playing on this pitch. Egypt playing on the stadium for the first time. They've played in Garoua, Stade Amadou Ahidjo, in Yaoundé and in Douala.
So the keeper was not subbed off.
There again on Sunday.
The keeper was never subbed off.
Doesn't want to pick it up, but plays it short.
Say Sal is a real bundle of nerves coming into this tournament. Cameroon not all that convincing.
Plays it to Fati. Several Egypt players in this squad, but actually came into the side prior, and in the few months before the African Cup of Nations, the likes of Abdel Monib and Omar Kamal in particular. There are some vastly experienced players, the Premier League likes of El Neni and Salah, involved for a decade or so in the Pharaohs side. Kick by Onana goes towards Toko Ekonga on that right-hand side, but Omar Kamal has beaten him in the air. He's been very, very shrewd against Toko Ekonga.
Nothing to write home about. No challenge worth telling.
The ball at his feet. Opens up, plays the ball out into the right-hand channel. 1-4.
In terms of aggressiveness, no proper shots on goal, no shots on target. Besides the Cameroonian one, which they, the header that hit the bar from the corner. Salah's attempt on goal, which went over the bar. So one shot on target each.
Cameroon, of course, didn't have what Egypt had in those two knockout games, which was extra penalties.
The keeper got a bit injured, but he's not off. Guess he decided to walk it off.
Right against them, didn't they, in that last 10 minutes, as Comoros certainly showed that despite all the connotations going
I'm not seeing anything to write home about right now. Doesn't seem like a semi to me.
Gambia was one where Cameroon really did flex their muscles and show who's boss, as they were too good for Scorpions. Saturday.
30 minutes in now.
AirPod in his left ear. No doubt wanted to hear some information from all the analysts or one of his members of his coaching staff. It's very common now to see it amongst coaches, especially seeing it in the Premier League on a week-by-week and game-by-game basis. Here is El Neni, middle third of the Egyptian half to Abdi, out to Abdel Monin. Just like their quarter-final, Egypt very happy to have possession. That is their way of playing. It is what's been the key driver, you could say, one of them of their success and their pragmatic approach. Something that Carlos Queiroz has had throughout his career. Certainly the World Cups with Iran certainly stand out and the reason why. Ball through from Sulia, looking for Omar Kamali, made the run on the right-hand side. Good defending though by Cameroon, who aren't moved at all. Starting chance goes in by Abdel Monin.
Libreville in the final. Hugo Bruce was the coach then of the indomitable Lions.
Yeah, got fouled by Mohamed Salah.
That miss. The Cameroonians were trying to make an advance forward. And Salah brought someone down. I think Salah is about to get carded.
Of this second semi-final is Cameroon
no,
0,
he's
Egypt
not.
0.
Before Salah gets carded, I think there's still a kind of bias with African refs before they card a superstar.
Sunday, there is a third and fourth.
Before they card a superstar.
Whoever loses this will play Burkina Faso. Match the tournament and prior to the final on Sunday. Gamlu from the left with the cross in. It's high, looking for
but it's a free kick anyway.
By Fatu. Good header away
it's
as well.
It's a free kick either way.
At least good height above him there, trying to win that flick on. Fai fizzed it out to Gamlu. He's taking it under his control on his right thigh into the box. Low cross in there, and there's Toko Ekonga. And he was stretching, wasn't he? He was leaning back, going to ground. He did manage to make
superstars. Oh my goodness!
But it wasn't a good enough one, was it? And it was high.
Nothing Nothing,
Bobble all the way
as
through
in-
to Kabaski, who just shuffled to his right to get a hold of the
Cameroon's shots on targets
That
are
is good.
so weak, man.
Rumi and Gamalu, isn't it? There's been a real bit of explosion in times for Cameroon in this tournament. His beating of players has been very good, isn't it? And it was a very good example once again of him beating his man and setting the chance up. Here's Mustafa Mohammed. It's forward. Once again.
No, nothing, but the defense is a bit solid, sends it back. Playing from the back is a bit problematic for me. I don't enjoy that. I don't like seeing players who, wow, basically pushed him to the ground.
Stop! Cameroon have gone close already in this game. Michael Ngadio at the crossbar. With a header. He also had a chance just moments later which he couldn't get towards goal.
From Egypt to push down Toko Ekambi in a very rough manner.
He would have probably forced the save out of Kabaski, or even better yet in that equation, scored the goal that would have put them in front.
Bit of a rough
push
from the Egyptian.
Here's Collins Fa. Now to Toko Ekambi. Square pass to Hongla. Now Koué. They do like to be quite decisive if they get
Cameroon
closer
are the
to
ones who we've seen having actual shots on target. Shots on target that they might have wasted, but shots on target all the same.
And as I was mentioning about Ngadio going close,
shots on target they wasted, but shots on target all the same.
Albeit one that couldn't do a lot about, could he? So far, the busiest goalkeeper has been Kabaski in the Pharaohs goal for Egypt, rather than Andre Onana. He's yet to make a save. As this tournament has gone on, Egypt have just got better, haven't they? Against Ivory Coast, probably 720 minutes, they were the far better side, but they couldn't do it.
33 minutes,
which they were victorious in, of course.
In the game.
Against Morocco, they just managed the game as they like. It was quite a nervous, quite confrontational game. Not nervous, quite nasty and confrontational at times. Get over the line, got the job done to reach the semi-finals. Of course, next month as well, they have got the AFCON. They have got the World Cup playoffs. Cameroon involved, and also Egypt involved. Here's Hamdi Fati.
Egypt, this is why I was saying the Egypt that we're used to is not the one that's showing up. It's been showing up in this AFCON.
Was trying to run in front of him and ahead of him, but
which now for me used to beg the question of these the North African team dominance. I feel like they've been feared for too long, and at this point that fear is unfounded because they're not that good anymore. In my opinion, they're not that good anymore. They haven't put up anything to write home about it. I'm not saying it.
Egypt throw over on the right, directly level with the penalty area.
Sends forward Abubakar and misses. He can't stop it from going. Wow, that was lazy. Could have stopped it from going out.
Just inside.
The hell did he slow down for?
The last couple of yards of it incidentally. 10 minutes of the first half left to go.
Cameroon are trying to get on goal, but they're not aggressive enough for a count. The little things, like stopping something when you realize it's going to be a throw, it's going to be a goal kick for the other team, but you can reach the ball. Toko could have reached the ball there.
Get enough men over there to not allow an attack to develop. Here is Tolo, too strong for Salah. Flicking it over the head of Omar Kamal and wins a free kick. Now just blocked it off there. Tolo with a little scoop over the right
10 minutes
head,
left
and he is shown
in the first half.
a yellow card.
Cameroon better win this. Honestly, yeah, they better because they've had so many shots on target.
We just felt I might just go on my own, but he is looking for it a little bit, isn't he?
But they're so weak, man.
When you're backed like that, it is seen as a deliberate attempt to obstruct.
How do I put it? They may be the ones who have shots on target, but they have. It's nothing to excite you.
That is always going to be a free kick.
Nothing to excite anyone.
It is a free kick over on this far side, the left-hand side. Gambler's going to take it. He's got to get a lot underneath this.
And Egypt is here playing like Arsenal.
Again towards that right-hand side. Headed back in though by
Egypt is playing such boring football.
His foul, his weaker left foot challenge goes in by Mustafa Mohamed. It's a very good one. Now Salah plays it into Marmoush. Here is now El Soulia. Egypt are looking to launch a devastating attack here into Mustafa Mohamed. Turns from Gisa. Now to Mo Salah. Beyond Cameroon. Goes down as Mo Salah gets a free kick. He was clipped by Cameroon. Just like that.
Counter attack from nowhere.
And Egypt for just about 30 seconds sliced open the indomitable Lions defence and were trying to push themselves through and on goal.
Free kick.
Cameroon were able to get enough men back quickly as Mo Salah's got this free kick.
As in, Egypt have opened up Cameroon there, by the way, fresh. That was no contest. That was a proper counter. Actually, he had to trip Salah, by the way, if he didn't drop him.
Then it came to El Soulia, who then decided to sort of play it to Mustafa Mohamed. Just he was about to try and shoot.
Man, they carved him. Man, they carved through them. That counter attack was a proper one. That counter attack was a proper one.
Getting a free kick from the right-hand side. Mo Salah here is going to take this into the box. It goes. It's away by Vincent Boubacar. Kamal will put it back in. There's plenty of bodies in there, and the header comes in from Andy Fati, and it forces Onana to just come back and tip it over his bar. The flag is raised against Andy Fati, but he got a lot of power behind that, didn't he? As the kick is taken quickly by Andre Onana. Toko Ekombi on the second ball. Gives it to Samuel Mkwe.
Okay, that was now Egypt's first shot on target.
About 30-40 yards away from the
it went over the bar, but
good work between Andy Fati and Mahmoud Amdi there. That doesn't see Hongla get the ball, but it will be a Cameroon free kick with Collins' 5 fouls.
May have been over the bar, but close enough. It was close enough, man. Close enough to just
getting up quickly.
For me to start questioning what the heck is happening, as in, okay, because Cameroon have been carved up proper
As he
one.
stopped, just put his hands on the ball. Just going back, Kamal put a wonderful ball in.
Cameroon were carved up a proper one.
15 yards away, just inside.
Okay, what was
headed it towards goal? It's always difficult for a goalkeeper because if that's going towards you, you've got to make sure you can tip it over quickly. Nana was very quick off his feet. Exactly what Andy Fati was trying to head over the crossbar. Free kick's going to come in from the right-hand side. Wade puts it in there, looking for Ganyu again. It's a clash of heads.
They were trying
between him and an Egyptian player, both on the floor.
Snatch the ball from him. That was
of their head. It is Mahmoud Amdi who is down for the Pharaohs. So we're seeing now a few stoppages come into play, which might just increase the stoppage time at the end of the first half. Cameroon.
wow, so proper injuries right now on both sides.
Semi-final.
I don't know what kind of collision that was, but it seems bad. 5 minutes to the end of the first half. With only like 2 significant chances on goal, but okay, both sides have players injured. Both sides have players down.
Tunisia in 2000, Mali in 2002, Ghana in 2008, Ghana again in 2017.
Now the final is going to be on Sunday.
Mo Salah throughout this game, but a statistic for you: no player has
All of these losers going to play Burkina Faso tomorrow for third place. The loser of this one, rather. When I say one of these losers, it sounds so bad. Both teams are winners for being in AFCON alone, because you know our own country's team are Harambee Stars.
Both of those players alone.
I said this before the last
two big hitters in the tournament over the last 4 or 5 years. Andy is getting a bandage around his head, that yellow tape.
Yeah, those injuries look bad because both players are still down. It's going to affect the injury time.
He's come off worse in this.
That collision was bad. That collision was bad.
Just sort of saying blood on his shirt, so that's got to be changed, albeit there is only a little smudge on the sort of
that collision was a bad one.
It doesn't like it's going to be okay. Continue. They have sort of treated the blood. It has come down to the shorts. Right hand side of it as well. No doubt, I don't think he'll be wanting to come off in what is probably
3 minutes to 45. 3 minutes to 45.
Egyptian fans and Cameroonian fans are in fine voice. Pretty easy to spot as well. You can see a lot of red shirts inside the stadium. Egyptian fans and the Cameroonian fans, of course, sort of green shirts predominantly. So they cheer their heroes on inside the.
I really hope this doesn't go to penalties, because it's looking the way they're playing. The way they're playing, it looks like it's going for a penalty type thing.
Alongside Ngariou, so both will be down to 10 at the moment. Whether or not they'll come on for the kick is taken inside Egypt's half is another thing. He's got that tape all across his forehead, so both down to 10 as the kick is taken from Mustafa Mohamed. Issa gets above it. 90 seconds of the first half left. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Will we get a goal? Tokwe Kombi scampers away from Omar Kamal. Lets it run for Hongler, who's gone over to that left-hand side quite a lot in this first half. Abdul Monin is there to get his foot in and clear it out for the throw. Hongler, right on the left-hand touchline, leaves it as the Egyptian player touched it out in the middle part of their own half. In the middle third of the Egyptian half is on Geese, a little step over, going to his left.
I'm seeing someone on the Facebook side saying that Cameroon are tiring. Ian McCartney.
Forward by Fatty.
Cameroon are tired.
Then just put a bit of.
Oh, you mean they're getting tired?
He's gone down again as
maybe.
Egyptian player, and it's Andy Fatty this time who's gone down. So we've seen a couple of the players go down for Egypt over the last sort of 5 minutes. Mustafa Mohamed.
Oh, okay. Again, more injuries.
Three players in question that have gone down.
This is
one of those wasn't a header of any sort. He just sort of planted his right boot.
So many injuries, man. So many petty injuries.
It's okay to continue. Both sets of players now.
I can't even tell who injured who there.
Good to see.
Okay, he was going for it with the head. Then his boot touched him where? And this other guy, the Egyptian, says got injured.
Well, if you were probably trying to paint a picture of what the first half team talks would be like, no doubt I think Carlos Queiroz would be happy with this side, probably a little bit more than Tony Conte's out. They were a little bit sluggish and slow in that first half against the Gambia before that 10-minute period at the start of the second half that saw them blitz the Scorpions and put their place in the semi-final with those 2 goals from Tokwe Kombi. And Egypt, as we know, are a side who can grow into games. It's a real sort of interesting, fascinating tactical battle that is on our hands at the stadium in capital Yaoundé. Ngariou.
I don't know who the heck will be happy with the draw.
Onana receives in his 6-yard box touch and then firm kick gets it into the Egyptian half. Gamma is out jumped by Andy, plays it short, square to his left.
The World Cup surely won't have this kind of gameplay, so these African teams had better step their speed up in a way.
Looking for Mo Salah, he got beyond Tolo, no, not quite.
Because the World Cup will be problematic for all of these teams.
Quick off off the blocks.
For African teams, the World Cup will be problematic if we keep playing like this. I'm talking about as a whole, I'm not talking about which region of Africa.
Scoreless first half in the second semi-final of the 2021 African Cup of Nations.
Salah tried to advance, not fast enough. The keeper scooped it right in time inside the box.
First time pass out to Tola.
Not a challenge worth worrying about.
Goes beyond Omar Kamal, then turns back to go 1v1.
The last 1 minute. Oh, there's only 1 minute of added. No, 3 minutes of added time for the first half. Thank goodness for that.
Him and Tola are trying to work something together. Gets it back, Nuhu Tola. Away from Kamal as the last touch gone off the Egyptian right back. It has. It will be a Cameroon throw. Tola takes it.
Oh, he's trying to dribble. Nice one. He's trying to dribble in the box, but sends it right back.
Egyptian players, you know, not
It's the Cameroonians in the Egyptian half.
To go forward.
So close. Sends it out for a throw in on his own.
Goes down. Well, Marmoush stayed down, but Egypt want to carry on.
The Egyptians will claim it. Is it a counter?
Try and get picked up from
a counter, slow one, reckless pass.
Salah himself is giving away a free kick.
Wow, retrieved by the Cameroonians, but then again another.
Bakary Gassama has
this injuries on the Egyptian side, just dropping themselves.
There was not a lot wrong there from
just keep the ball going.
There was. I'm in agreement with the referee. I think he did just sort of lean into it, but there's not enough contact to probably give that a free kick. This will be the last attack of this half. Ongo with the back heel straight to Fatou. Now to Andy Fati. Bakary Gassama puts the whistle to his mouth, which signals the end of the first half. Well, it's not been as absorbing or as a good contest as many thought it would be, but there has been some sort of chances, more for Cameroon than Egypt. Michael Ngadio had the best chance with his header hit the top of the post of Gabaski's goal. Toko Ekambi had a chance which he couldn't get beyond Gabaski in the Egyptian goal. Mo Salah had a chance off target for Egypt, which is the closest they've come in a game where they've not had a shot on target in the first half. It's half time, second semi-final of this year's African Cup of Nations. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0.
That first half can be described in one word: yawn. I think only three shots had me actually twitching at any point.
Tom Helm. We'll start with the news in tennis. There's been a whole host of matches in the Australian Open on the opening day. Cameron Norrie says he doesn't know though why he didn't perform and didn't execute. The nation's bid in the Australian Open singles made a disappointing start. Seeded 12th, he was outclassed by American rising star Sebastian Corda on day one. Not to shadow of a former player who had a stellar
only 3 shots in that first half had me at any point worried.
Disappointing to start this year like this. Never really in the match at all. I played a loose game at the start of every set and it took care of his serve very well. I'm disappointed with my level throughout. 6
Nothing
more
that got me worried.
Andy Murray
no shots on target there had me worried.
Elsewhere in the tournament, and there was plenty of good wins for the so-called favourites. Japan's Naomi Osaka opened her defence of the Australian Open title. The dominant win over Colombia's Camila Osorio on day 1 in Melbourne.
Let me just take a water break.
Racing to a 5-0 lead in the
I'll be back in a bit.
Osorio fought back. She wrapped up her
I'll be back in a bit.
6-3, 6-3 win did Osaka. Elsewhere into news with other results in the tournament, and there were some good performances from the likes of Rafa Nadal and Ashley Barty. Barty thrashed Leslie Tsurenko 6-love, 6-1.
I'll just get back. I'll be right back in a bit.
6-4, 6-2.
A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face 7-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favourites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training in line chasing for a 6th AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals. But we're ready.
The Cameroon versus Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday evening, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face 7-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves as the obvious favorites with a sparkling form in the tournament. The side is now hoping to take their run to the final. Led by coach Antonio Conceição da Silva, the indomitable Lions have stepped up training in line chasing for a 6th AFCON title. For Egypt, everything rested on Mo Salah for the Pharaohs as they successfully tried to overcome Morocco, and he delivered. They may have to count on him again.
That is exactly one of the words that we eradicated of our football dictionary. Words like fear, they don't exist for us. It's not in football dictionary. In our dictionary, football, it is the word respect. And of course, we have a huge respect for the Cameroon team, the players. They've been doing very well. As you said, the striking force of Cameroon, they've been scoring goals. But we're ready.
The Cameroon versus Egypt semi-final clash takes place Thursday evening, and the winner will go ahead to face Senegal in the final on Sunday. A strong show of support by Cameroonian fans at the magnificent Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It is here at the stadium that their side, who are also hosts, face 7-time champions Egypt in the semi-finals on Thursday. But it is the indomitable Lions of Cameroon that have imposed themselves.
AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup. AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon versus Egypt. Match between Cameroon versus Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted lineup for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022 semi-finals, Cameroon vs Egypt. Match between Cameroon vs Egypt will be held on February 3rd. Here is the predicted lineup for Cameroon, with formation 4-1-4-1. And here is the predicted line-up for Egypt, with formation 4-3-3. Which is your favorite team? AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022.
Alright, my mic was off this whole time. I was saying this during the period my mic was off. What I saw in the first half was this. Cameroon tried their best to be as aggressive in the first half, which they were. They were as aggressive as they could be. But their shots on target were weak as well. Not enough. Egypt are not playing like Egypt at all. Egypt are playing like Arsenal at this point. And that is not a compliment. That is not a compliment. Egypt are playing like Arsenal at this point, man, and it's just wow, that was disappointing. That was not good at all. I'm hoping I hope they come back from the locker rooms, refreshed. My only problem with Cameroon is this: as much as they're trying to take advantage of chances and be aggressive, their shots on target were pretty weak. There was something else. They're tiring too easy. At some point, you can tell that the Cameroonians are tired, and they're tired too fast. A bit too fast, man. A bit too fast. A bit too fast right now.
A port city on the shores of Lake Victoria, Kisumu is the largest city in Western Kenya. Its social, political, and economic significance.
The Cameroonians are tiring too fast. That's my problem. As for the Egyptians, much as I don't want them to be the ones to win, I'm going to speak on a perspective of this is a country that's going to have to represent Africa in the World Cup. Egypt, and the way they're currently playing is not World Cup material. It's not the Egypt that we're accustomed to. It's not the Egypt that has come to be feared. It's not the Egypt that has been revered, especially with someone like Salah on their team, which kind of, their performance today kind of supports Abu Bakar's argument. Abu Bakar, for those who haven't actually seen it, he's a Cameroonian striker. Earlier before the game, the guy went on one of these pre-match press conferences and talked shit about Salah. He said Salah does not impress him. He said Salah, as much as he's a good footballer, the essential thing is that he does not do shit during the game. That's the point. He's a good player, he scores a lot, but he does not produce a lot of stuff in the game. He does not do it. It does not impress him. He does not do stuff in the game. Those are Abu Bakar's words. Well, Abu Bakar's shots on target here have also been questionable. He's not exactly been pulling off David Beckham-esque material here. His shots have been weak, uninspired. But then again, the way Egypt are playing today, it's also uninspired. I can't blame Salah, because Salah has been trying to get a few shots on target, but he's a marked man, which is now on the manager to have predicted Salah is a situation where Salah might be so marked, heavily marked by 3 people at once, that he might not even get close to the box, to the Cameroonian box. And that's not happened. It seems with Salah being completely choked off, the Egyptian side has no answer to that. Which, if you're planning on dragging this out for a draw to get to penalties, oh my gosh. Man, I hate penalties so much. I mean, if you're going to get to penalties, make sure the journey there has been worth watching, not mediocre football, man. Mediocre football is not a way to get to penalties, man. Mediocre football is not a journey to penalties worth watching. This so far has not been it, man. This so far, it ain't it. It ain't it. Let's just see. Are they back? Oh, we're back. Alright, so we're back.
We're having to swap in that particular situation there. Ball goes out to Mohamed Salah. Yet to see him. He does have his moments.
What?
To come into games.
Oh man, okay. Egypt have come back fired up from this. Cameroon trying to take an early aggressive lead, but not fast enough for the Egyptians. They get the ball is being taken away from the Cameroonians so easily.
African Cup of Nations for the watching world.
It's being taken away from them so easily, man.
Mahmoud Hamdi. Egypt so far have done well to take the sting out of the game, like they've done for a lot of the tournaments so far, and Cameroon are the latest side feeling it from Egypt. But they're looking to change that. Toko Ekambi gets it from Ongisa, just turns away in the middle third of the Egyptian half. Low ball out to the right, looking for Gamalu, but it's one that Egypt pounce upon and able to play out from that left-hand side. Here is Trezeguet, gives it.
There we go.
A bit of oomph behind the clearance. It's gone straight into the Cameroon midfield. Played to Castelletto. Clips it forward on Gisa with the header, only to his left, and straight though to Omar Kamal, who is able to play it back into the centre-back Marwan Hamdi. Marmouche. Now to Trezeguet. Andy Fati wants it short, gets it short. Now Trezeguet just in front of him, receives it. Now it's given to Marmouche. Salah and Mustafa Mohamed the target. Now Nenny's on the edge of the box. This is wonderful play by Marmouche. Just needs the chance to shoot. Doesn't quite do that. Has to go out of the box to keep the attack alive. El Nenny trying to get away from Ngoué. And then it's played out to the right very nicely. Now is Kamal, but he can't get away from Toko Ekambi, who wins that 1v1 duel. And then it is cleared away, and it's bounced off an Egyptian player and out for a Cameroon throw. 5 goals in the second half. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0 is the latest score. As Omar Marmouche, a man who's yet to score in his debut tournament with Egypt, is hoping to break that duck tonight.
Still not seeing anything here with
African Cup of Nations goal.
But then the Egyptians have come back. Okay, the Egyptians have come
Fatu just sends it
fired
forward
up.
First time, left by Castelletto.
The Egyptians are fired up. They're looking dangerous, man. They're fired up in a way that's, you know.
Spoke about how these two sides met in the 2017 final. Of course, from the Cameroon squad, Faye, Gadiu, Oyongo, Basogog, Toko Ekambi, and G and Abubakar are the remaining survivors of that squad that featured against
they're looking dangerous
Egypt in the final when Hugo Bruce, the Dutchman, was the coach. Here is Hongla coming forward through the middle. Fight with the low cross, and Gamalu flung his foot at it. It's clear to Ongisa.
Wait, what was he setting?
Flashed it over, well over the bar, in fact. It was Mahmoud Hamdi who got it away first time.
Okay,
took it away
the Cameroonians had a nice
it was drifted beyond him,
counter-ish, but then that
straight to Ongisa, arriving onto
attempt on target went way over the bar from Cameroon.
Hit it and so high.
But it's clear that what's happening right now. These guys have come fired up for the last final half, the final stretch of the game.
Off the pitch and into the athletics track, which
the trend with these AFCON matches has not been that. Most of these games have not been having high scoring first halves.
Between the sort of stands and where the pitch is, of course, and what is an absolutely gigantic pitch that both these sides are playing on this evening in a very warm Olomba Stadium in Yaoundé. Salah, El Neni. Now he finds Marmouche. Salah through. Not quite able to pick up Trezeguet. He was the target. He was the man he was trying to find, but he just put a little bit too much on it, didn't he? It went straight through to Onana, but Mustafa Mohamed off the ball was actually asking Marmouche to play it into his feet, who himself is waiting for his first AFCON finals goal. And for Egypt are the tournament's most successful side. They've got 7 stars plastered above their badge. Will they add an 8th star of course, to signal how many wins they've had in this competition. It's 0-0 at the moment in this second semi-final. Here's Mumian Gamalu. Goes down. It is a free kick. Fouled by the Egyptian man, Rezegay, just caught the back foot of Mumian Gamalu. But it's in that situation where Mo Salah was, where Egypt have not been enough of those situations. It gets a clap from Carlos Queiroz, who's very appreciative of what Salah and Egypt and his team were trying to do, but there's been few and far between in this game, isn't it? And Mo Salah, who Egypt don't tend to use very often in games, just has that 10%, you could say, where he's involved in, is the big
more concern in the defence there, and
comes in from Gamalu right into the middle. It is headed behind for a corner kick, and there was an Egyptian head who got to it. A man has gone down, and it is Fatou who is the man who headed it behind for a corner. Such a dangerous ball to defend, because Ngamalu's really whipped that in right into the middle. It's so inviting for someone to attack. They already know about the aerial prowess of Michael Ngadiou, who was the target in there.
There was an injury in the Cameroonian
It was a bit of a sandwich. There was 3 Egyptian players. There was Fatou, Mahmoud Hamdi and Abdel Monim trying to stop Ngadiou, and it was just that middle touch from Mahmoud Hamdi, completely accidental. It just sort of saw Fatou go to ground holding his head, but he's back up, not visibly shaken, and this corner will now come in. He's got to make sure he's with it now, and it goes by Ngamalu. Gabaski punts it into the air to the right hand side of the boxes, and Ngadiou doesn't cross it in first time, instead lets it drift out of play for a corner kick over on that right hand side. Just almost swung a punch at it, really, didn't he? Did Gabaski? Could have claimed it, but in his mind he made that decision before that ball came in. He was going to punch it clear, wasn't he? And hit it luckily well away over on that right hand side, where Ngadiou or a Cameroonian player couldn't strike it at goal.
No.
Corner's going to come in from the right hand side. Gamalu takes. Abubakar the target.
Nobody fought. Oh my gosh, Salah. Of course it was Salah. Of course it was Salah.
And it's a short back pass that's gone straight to Salah, and he's sunk to the floor because he knows that was an opportunity that he should have taken. It was gift wrapped to him by Martin Hongler's short little pass to Andre Anana. And as Mo Salah was just trying to round the goalkeeper, Anana, who came good. Sort of 20 yards from his goal line to save his team. Mo Salah couldn't profit. Don't know why Martin Hongler, right on the halfway line, is trying to send it about sort of 30 yards back to his goalkeeper. Shocking decision making, and it's the worst person for it to fall to. But you've got to give Onana credit, because he comes out quickly. He knows he's just got to dive at the feet of Salah. Don't actually go to him. Just about a yard ahead of him. That's when you make the sliding tackle and get a bit lucky. Luck has favoured him, been on his side there, but my goodness me, Cameroonian fans inside that stadium, their hearts must have sunk for a good few seconds.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about pouncing, it's all about anticipating, isn't it? And everybody knows, who watches the Premier League, and not just even that, which of course is so well covered around the world, they know you cannot give Mo Salah a chance like that. I have seen him score a couple of goals like that in his time in Liverpool, where he's been given a chance like that, rounded the keeper and then just slotted it in.
I can see why
he
he was
do it
beating
again
himself up
for his country in a decisive semi-final. Marwan Amdi with the high ball out to the left, too short. It's away by Faye, and Gamalu with the back heel back to Faye. Keeps that one in play over on that far side, over on the right-hand side of the pitch, where where Cameroon are defending from. It's the left-hand side where Egypt are attacking from. 12 minutes of the second half gone. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Remember, the winner of this plays Senegal at the Olomba Stadium on Sunday night. The losers of this have to play one more game in the third, fourth place playoff match, where they will await Burkina Faso. Incidentally, here's Samuel Ngoué. Now he goes back to Michael Ngadiou, who's come the closest of any player on the pitch tonight to scoring with that header. Receives it from Jean-Charles Castelletto. There is Castelletto again. Nuhu Tolo's waving his arms in the air like he's trying to ask for a lifeguard to come out to sea. Receives it. on his chest, goes a little bit wide, doesn't put the cross in first time. Going to take on Kamal. Little shimmy, tries to fall Kamal. Low cross goes in there, disappointed ball in by Tolo. And now Neni's able to pass it to Mo Salah, who tries to play it out to his right, but instead it's given to Mumi and Gamalu. Now Hongla and Gamalu again. Cross goes in, does it? No, it doesn't reach the box because Fatou gets a leg up to it and stops it going into the box, and it goes out for a throw. Taken by Gamalu on that right-hand side. 4 Collins, 5. Marmouche there with the tackle. And he's back defending, of course. They know about Cameroon's problems that they've given on opposition from crossing positions.
This team has just strengthened up.
Egypt don't want to be another side to fall in that trap. Castelletto with the ball in, right to the left-hand side of the box. Deep delivery. Looking for Toko Ekombi. Kamal, though, heads it behind him for a throw for Cameroon, which is sort of directly level with the sort of 6-yard area. Oh, wow, just a little bit away from it now as Toko Ekombi is going to take it more like the penalty spot, I would say, if we're going to be precise. Tolo takes it into the box, but it's gone straight to Abdel Monim, who clears off his chest, then away. I think Vincent Boubacar actually stuck his hand in the air to say that was a handball, but nowhere near, in fact. Certainly clutching at straws is the Cameroonian captain, who's got 6 goals in this tournament. Top goal scorer, already surpassed Odion Igalo's tally in the tournament in 2019. And then that kick from Onana, tries to find Nuhu Tolo, just scampered forward on that left-hand side, just inside the Egyptian half, flung himself at it to try and keep it alive, but it has gone out for a throw. With an hour almost on the clock, here's a Boubacar trying to get away from a couple of Egyptian players through the middle, around about 20 yards from goal, but he can defend it well. It's not been a game for the attackers, and also not a game for the purists. In fact, the first half still very much the same. Sorry, the second half still very much the same as the first half, where Egypt just set their stall out to be defensive, and it has probably played on the minds of the Cameroonian players.
The Cameroonians coming forward really fast, man.
It's a delicate little pass into Hongla. Cross in. Is this the moment for a Boubacar? No, it's not. Doesn't even get a touch to it. Abdel Monim with the sort of 2-footed lunge challenge to clear it away, and then there's a foul on Trezeguet, who has been fouled in the middle third of his own half, and it's a yellow card. It is going to be shown here by Bakary Gassama to a Cameroonian player, and it's Samuel Ngoué, the man who was shown their first yellow card of the evening. And Mohamed El Neni has also been shown a yellow card, perhaps protesting just a little bit too much to the referee, Bakary Gassama, who, remember, did actually not want to be who was told by the Egyptian FA that they did not want him as the referee. Ramadan Sobi is going to be coming on shortly for Egypt. Man, he formerly was at Stoke and Huddersfield in the Premier League. Last goal was in November 21.
See what I mean? The Egypt bench. The Egypt team is so stacked on.
He's going to come on for his 37th cap. Now plays in his native Egypt, like many of this squad.
On Premier League players,
FC.
Egyptians.
Salah can't find.
Salah gets the ball.
Mustafa Mohamed, who was making the run, but it's gone straight to Ngadi, who's making a bit of a mess of the clearance.
El Neni.
Salah and Mustafa Mohamed working hard to put him under pressure. Here is Salah over on this right-hand side. Flips it forward. Has he got into the box? It has to El Neni. Takes it with his back right foot. Across the box it goes. Fatou is putting Gamalu under pressure, but he just takes a couple of touches and then is able to just play it forward. And he wins the free kick. Fatou was a little bit too keen to try and win that there, but it was a beautiful pass by Mo Salah. Great inventive play to set that up for Mohamed El Neni, and Egypt are going to make their second change. Omar Marmouche departs, and Ramadan Sobi comes
their first
on.
Sub.
As he gets a high five from the coaching staff.
Not impressive either. Hope this doesn't go to penalties, because I don't like penalties, man. Penalties are bad for blood pressure.
Of course, if you are familiar with history, the pharaohs built the pyramids. And if you're talking modern day terms, Carlos Queiroz is the sort of main man and at the helm of the Egyptian national team. He's trying to build a team to win the African Cup of Nations for an 8th time. Still deadlocked as it stands with Cameroon. There's not been a lot to give in this game. You can't really say one side's been ahead of the other one because it's been too close to the call, isn't it?
Mo
Salah not been into it. The big game players for both sides been quite quiet. And Gamalou, Toko Ekambi, Vincent
only the second half that they showed up.
Egypt.
No.
Mo Salah.
Fuck.
He's been quiet, and that's probably about it, really. And Salah goes down. He was being pulled on there by Nuhu Tole. He was holding on to him even before the ball reached his path. And he is to say to Tole, yep, that is definitely a foul. So it will be an Egyptian free kick. Which is going to be taken around about 40 yards out. Right on the touchline over on this sort of right-hand side.
Poor free kick.
Right in line with where Carlos Queiroz is standing. Mahmoud Hamdi's gone up. Salah has played the ball out to the left, looking for Ramadan Sobhi. Way there by Cameroon. Volleyed back to
free kick.
Gabaski. The Egyptian goalkeeper comes out of his area to play it to Omar Kamal. Perhaps Egypt are too comfortable this moment in time. Salah tries to play it to Trezeguet. He's making that run through the middle, but it was beyond him. Ball goes out to the right now.
I have a feeling if this goes to penalties, the Cameroonians will not survive penalties. The Cameroonians will not survive penalties if this goes that direction.
He just didn't have enough strength to hold off.
That's just a gut feeling.
Challenge. It will be an Egyptian throw. 65 gone. 20 of the second half played. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. And the Senegal await the winners in the final. Whoever is to win, whatever the outcome, whatever the method. Here is now Fatou. Gets it back from Trezeguet, and it goes, looking for Mustafa Mohamed. He flicked it towards goal, and Gadi put his head in where it hurts, and did just maybe take one a bit in the face. Gets back up, and he is okay to carry on, and it will be there's a free kick. It's actually unclear what that decision is, but it does look as though that Mohamed has been penalised for that high foot, which is exactly the case, because Ngadi did head that one out, but of course he saw that boot coming in. That is enough for the referee, Bakary Gassama, to give Cameroon a free kick. Here is Ongisa, such an important player for the Cameroons, for the Cameroonian side. Tolle. Now to Ngadiou. Castelletto just creeps inside the Egyptian half. Ongisa, he's got a couple ahead of him in Ongla and Vincent Boubacar, but it decides to just go from the midfield all the way to go back. Castelletto, Ongisa, Ngoué, Tolle.
No.
Over on that left-hand side where the pitch is really cut up. In fact, hasn't quite yet affected the players, but maybe hope whoever the team that prevails in this semi-final and plays Senegal, they might maybe make the pitch a little bit better for what will be the showpiece game. And Gamalou goes down, gets the free kick. Abdel Monim with the foul. Were two Egyptian players trying to win the ball off of Gamalou there, but he was too smart and too quick to get that. Kamal was behind him. He knows he can't make a 2v1 and so he left it.
Well, he dropped a bit too easy, but
wanted him to try and win the ball. He didn't, and caught on Gamalou. It's a free kick over on the left-hand side.
Wow, that was dramatic.
Gamalou, I'd expect, is going to take this.
Wow, proper actor, man. A proper actor.
He's tried low, he's tried high. What will he try from this? As Carlos Queiroz looks on, probably inside. You can tell by his body language. I'm not an expert, but he's probably it's just a slight fearing of the worst here, perhaps, given what's already unfolded.
Free kicks in the right hands can be very dangerous
in this game. From a Cameroonian point of view, it's flicked in by Toko Ekambi, and it was Ngamalou who put it in there, right at the front post, just on the corner of the 6-yard box. Toko Ekambi flicked it towards goal. Kabaski was able to sort of move along with the ball and save it.
That was very well hidden. How the keeper saw that. It could have beaten
the goalkeeper. It could have gone past him. It could have done anything. It could have gone any direction.
That could have gone right past the keeper. That could have beaten him, a proper one.
And in the right spot to make the save. Onana with the kick. Looks for Vincent Boubacar inside the Egyptian half. Good header though by
in the right hands. That could have beaten the keeper.
Had another good game at the back for his country tonight. Tolo to Ongisa. To Hongla. Samuel Mgue. Still no changes yet been made by Tony Conceição. When will he start to roll the dice? Here's Vincent Boubacar. Tries to turn and spin away from.
Come on.
Abdel Monim, but he's able to clear it away. So maybe Cameroon now just starting to grow into this second half. Maybe just starting to try and take control. Toko Ekambi goes down. Good tackle by Omar Kamal. The 14 there for Egypt. Mustafa Mohamed was also there as well. Trying to win the ball off him. Toko Ekambi to Samuel Mgue. And Gamalu's just peeled over to this right-hand side to maybe perhaps make it wider and stretch the pitch. And just force Fatou, the Egyptian left-back, to just come out and play against him. But they decide to go into the midfield and play it back and start again. Here's Ongisa. Little bit of a gap. Could open up to shoot. Slides. To try and play it through, but Egypt defend it well again. It's hit well! And it's gone wide. Oh, what an effort that was by Samuel Mgue. It got Kabaski moving. It got him diving. And it has just blown wide of the goal. But Ongisa was going through. He's just tried to.
He wasn't going through anything. He slid.
Touch first.
The guy slid.
Abdel Monim just stands there and then just sort of catch Ongisa. Certainly not enough for a penalty. Can't do anything there. Cleared away by Mahmoud, and it comes to Mgue and he hits it. And my goodness me,
was a screamer.
How he got a hold of that first time. Wow, if that goes in, that is one of the goals of the tournament, isn't it?
Yeah.
From the
that was a screamer.
Cameroonian midfielder as Kabaski has gone down again. It's a separate issue to what it was in the first half. Might have come from this header that Toko Ekambi had towards goal, where he might have just overstretched a little bit. It might have just been his left leg where he sort of leant in to try and save it, but it was an awkward sort of position for him to save it in truth, and that might have led to him being injured again, as they're just going to put some tape on it now. As the spray comes in, the goalkeeper, Mohamed Sobi, warming up with SML Hadari, who's a legend with Egypt. The oldest player to ever appear in a World Cup finals match, incidentally, is SML Hadari. As the players decide to just get some fluids on board and treat this as a drinks break, as we're entering into the final 20 minutes of what it stands to be normal time. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0, and of course with Egypt they've got a very experienced international coach.
Oh my god, we have 20 minutes left, and this is looking like it's going straight for it's going straight for extra time and penalties.
Deflect away the doubters back home.
You're trying to give me the illusion that these guys are evenly matched.
There's many sections of the Egyptian media trying to undermine his squad and insisted that his team are united, despite what he called too many rumours and lies and not to be used by the media. He was very much angry with Samuel Eto'o and lambasted his comments about war, in which he said it's not the right context to use a football match as war. And of course, people aren't familiar with Cameroonian politics, but there is sort of a military coup trying to go on in the country with several sort of members of this sort of particular forces trying to form their own country in Ambazonia. So not quite the right sort of statement to make with what sort of issues are in a part of the country from Samuel Eto'o. Game on a grand scale like this even attracted Gianni Infantino inside to the Olomba Stadium. Ball goes forward by Castelletto, looking for Hongla, looking for Vincent Boubacar, but it's gone through to the goalkeeper. Baski's back up to his feet, but again they're going to monitor him. Egypt could though come forward. It's Fatou Going to try and find Mo Salah,
no.
just went over to that right-hand side of the edge of the box.
Nice.
It's away by Tolo.
Send it back.
It's done admirably.
Send it back. Get it out of your half,
right now,
man.
one of the world's best players.
Get it out of your goddamn half.
Little step over to play it back to Tolo.
Stop
And
sending
that's Samuel Mgue. Had that rasping drive from that 25 yards just a few moments ago.
Then again, I shouldn't be worried about Cameroon playing from the back. It's a strategy I don't like. Short passes at your back half. But I usually get worried when it's the opposing team is a very aggressive team. And Egypt right now, they're not the kind of team that are taking advantage of short passes.
Fatu. Cameroon then rob it off Egypt in their middle third in their side, their own half. Faye lets it run for Ngamalu. Been closed down by 2 Egyptian players. Faye gets the cross in, rather rushed cross in fact. Has stayed in, hasn't quite drifted out of play. Might as though now they have eventually given that. Arsenio Marangula, the assistant referee, is very quick to give it. So Egypt are going to make another change. Mohamed Lachine.
Cameroon haven't made a change
on very,
in the
very
meantime.
soon. A man who is yet to appear in this tournament. Of course, they have got a couple of players injured. 2 defenders missing. Akram Tufik out with a ACL injury sustained against Nigeria. Hegazi out with a muscle injury. El Shinawi missing, the goalkeeper.
All right.
They have been a little bit unlucky in this tournament. Hope they don't get any more injuries between now and potentially the final that could await them.
El Ghazi, Aston Villa.
Monim heads it to his left to Mahmoud Amdi, 20 yards from his own goal, clips it forward, looking for Sobi on that side, but Cameroon come away with it. Toko Ekombi tries to find Ponga, but the foot comes in from El Neni.
Straight for goal kick.
All the way through to Gabaski. It's Egypt are lining up one change. They might be lining up a second one. As Gabaski, with the ball at his feet, decides to kick it out, so it means an Egyptian player can receive some treatment. They've been dropping like flies at all these players in the game so far. Down now for Egypt is
I hope Egypt are not wasting time
gone down.
to try and head for.
We've got a touch of crap there. Tony Contessar making notes on his notepad, telling Hongla and Ngadi some instructions.
That'd be because this is not exactly even a kind of game that you need to waste time for.
Cameroon Red Cross have come on to put Fatu on the stretcher. Just as I said about it, they've got 2 defenders already out and have had to go off in this tournament in Egazi and Tufik. This is not ideal to see Fatu go off potentially on a stretcher. As we're entering into the final quarter of an hour of the game at the Olomba Stadium. It is Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. The host Cameroon, remember, so good in this tournament so far. Beaten Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, Comoros and Gambia, with the last 2 sides being in the knockout rounds. The only side they haven't beaten was Cape Verde in that 1-1 draw, which was a group, that last game of the group, in fact, which they did draw. I think there's going to be 3 changes lined up. Imam Ashur, Lachine and Ayman Ashraf are going to come on. So there's 2 central midfielders in there, and Ashur and Lachine. And Ashraf, of course, we know is a fullback, but did play in the middle of midfield against Morocco. So
are you high?
My guess
Salah hasn't shown anything worth.
Fatu, but he's off for now, so they're down to 10 men at the moment. As the 4th official's probably just going to process into the board who's coming on for who out of the 3 subs. Cameroon carry on though. Good defending though by Egypt as Toko Ekombi goes down. It was very impressive play by Ramadan Sobi, who has got energy to burn, hasn't he? Just goes over to this right-hand side, plays it now to Kamal. Kamal again, short passing, gets away from Mumi and Gamalu. And then he ran about 40 yards from goal.
Salah hasn't done anything.
Kamal not quite been able to grapple possession, take control of it in that sense, have they, of Egypt in this game so far. Here is now Mahmoud Hamdi with that bandage round his head. Luckily no blood's pouring yet again. Of course, have that tape round his head, the yellow tape, and then that sort of cap over his head. Fatu is going to come back on. He is okay. Cameroon are lining up a James Lea Siliki is going to come on. Has come on various times in this tournament. There's a Middlesbrough loanee, born in France. Has it reached Sobby? It has. Here is Mo Salah, and Ramadan Sobby could have got on the end of it, but he moved away. He moved away from the ball, didn't he? And that has killed that attack for now. As Cameroon have been able to zap it away as they clear it outside of their own 18-yard area. Collins fired to Ngwe. Nuhu Tolo. We'll now go to Ngaliu. Castelletto. Ngwe. Ongisa. Trying to work the ball in the Egyptian net, aren't they? Fine. Lovely ball over the top looking for Ongisa. Getting nowhere near it. And it sails over the head of Fatou and out for a goal kick. So the changes are going to come for both sides. First, Cameroon are going to make their change. It's going to be Lea Siliki to come on. Samuel Ngwe comes off. Very close to opening the scoring in this game with that wonderful drive, wasn't he, Samuel Ngwe? But he ultimately is not on the score sheet for his country and is replaced and has been booked as well. So that does carry an even more bit of doubt, doesn't it, with that red card, that yellow card, as Lea Siliki comes on. Side can be involved in the FA Cup tomorrow night in the fourth round against Manchester United. There's around 9,000 Middlesbrough fans making the journey from the northeast to the game tomorrow night at Old Trafford. Egypt play the ball forward, looking for Mohamed Salah. It's away by Ngadiou. Going down was Mumi Ngamalu, and Ramadan Sobby made the foul, and Ngamalu is able to just slowly get back up to his feet. It's a free kick being helped up.
We're going for extra time.
Queiroz, the Egyptian coach. Last 10 minutes then of the semi-final game.
I have to resign.
You never want to lose, do you? Any manager will tell you that, any player will tell you that. You never want to lose a semi-final. Someone has to, whatever it will be. It will be decided today. Here's Toko Ekambi. High cross to the edge of the box, and then Lea Siliki and Ongisa just couldn't get into a discussion about who's going to take a hold of the shot. As they're both queuing up to strike it towards Gabaski's goal. Egypt come away with it. Now Trezeguet has it, slips as he tries to find Mo Salah. Cameroon clear it. Toko Ekambi straight to El Neni, who's there to intercept. And as Toko Ekambi tries to win it back off him, he slips. And El Neni's able to get away from him on the halfway line. Fatou trying to find Salah, away though by Hongla. And then Amdi Fati with the header on the halfway line to Monim, Kamal, Ramadan Sobby. He now gives it to Mahmoud Hamdi. And for now, those three subs I think have been told for Egypt to sit down in Lashin, Ashur and Ashraf. Amdi Fati closed down well by Hongla, goes to ground and wins the ball successfully. They get it back, and Amdi Fati, within just a few seconds, is able to make a challenge as the ball goes out for a Cameroon throw. As the linesman had to come on the pitch to make sure that there wasn't a second ball on the pitch. Let's just kick it off to the side, and the sort of near side. In fact, Cameroon, no, weren't able to stop as they have possession. Not quite a good area, but still with one in possession, so it doesn't mean a stoppage. You've got to just try and deal with this game. You feel like Egypt are managing it a little bit better than Cameroon at the moment. Fight to Ongisa. And then he's closing him down. Ongisa now finds Toko Ekambi. Here is Collins on the outside of his foot. Has gone for goal, but trickles through straight down the middle into the hands of Gabaski. Yeah, it was Trezeguet who was just trying to block the shot, wasn't he? Doesn't look like he's taken a deflection off of Trezeguet all the way through to the goalkeeper, but had it did, it might have wrong-footed him. You do never know. You just need that hint of good fortune to go your way, and it's not quite been with Cameroon so far in this contest. Down on the ground is Ngamalu again. And Bakary Gassama, the Gambian referee, is giving it Cameroon's way. Mustafa Mohamed, the man to be penalised of Galatasaray. They try to win the ball. Ngamalu tried to get away from it. He does get it first, but does catch the man. It's the follow through that makes the decision for Bakary Gassama.
The follow through.
Mongisa. Toko Ekombi slides in, does get there ahead of Trezeguet.
Let's go.
Collins 5.
Let's go.
Not really seen him
Let's
push
go.
forward
Come
enough
on,
in the
God
second
damn
half.
it.
Good ball to Ngamalu, or it looked like anyway. He's trying to sort of turn mid-air to try and take that under control, but could do no such thing. It's gone out forward throw. Well, the Cameroonian fans inside the stadium largely sitting down. They're not quite got off their seats to cheer about anything as of yet.
No, they haven't.
Change between now and the 90th minute.
Because they've not played anything worth cheering for in the second half.
We are 7+ minutes away from extra time, where Egypt know all about that. Their last 2 knockout games in this competition have gone the distance. Gone to 120 minutes.
Egypt can play one mediocre game for 89 minutes, and you leave them one last minute. One last minute.
Against Morocco, they were able to find a winner midway through it.
Something stupid, a stupid goal, something last minute wise.
El Neni.
Fuck.
Amdi. To Trezeguet, now Amdi Fati. El Neni. Now over to Ramadan Sobi. Mustafa Mohamed. Away goes from Lea Siliki, fouls him, free kick. Clinton G is about to be introduced. And he's gone a very long time without scoring for his country. And now Egypt can make these 3 changes. So Imam Ashur is going to come on. And coming off is Omar Kamal on a yellow card. Quite a sensible decision, you'd have to say, as Ashur will come on, enter the field of play, become their 3rd sub. Lachine is going to come on for Egypt. El Neni will make way. Also on a yellow card, remember. So I have to say Carlos Queiroz is thinking ahead and being quite sensible with his tactics. And then the last sub they're going to make, we'll see. It looks like they're going to hold back on the other sub. So they've made now 4 substitutions. So Ngamalu is going to make way, gives a high five to the captain, Vincent Boubacar. Clinton and G will come on in his place.
You see
Clinton. Go to extra time. Cameroon could make a 6th sub. So as it stands, they've got 4 left. Egypt have 2. If it's decided
they've resigned to going in for another half.
You can bring on just maybe threshing things
for another 30 minutes.
5 minutes to go. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0.
Penalties.
Goes over to that right hand side. It's poor by Sobis. He was looking to try and find the runner over on that right hand side. Going back to Clinton and G. He's someone who for his country has been used, but as I said, has been used as a sub throughout this tournament. His last goal for his country came in November 2020, the 4-1 win against Mozambique. So he could do with a goal, the Dynamo Moscow man.
Salah is a marked man.
He could end his sort of 15-month drought with a goal against this opponent in a huge high-stakes game. There is a yellow card that has been shown to Carlos Queiroz here, who is still protesting to the referee, Bakary Gassama. He is like a dog with a bone, isn't he? Just doesn't go away, does Carlos Queiroz, moaning about something. There isn't a lot for him to moan about, to be honest. Boubacar with the header to G.
I can't tell either what the Egyptian
It was a bit of a sluggish header by Vincent Boubacar. Tournament to remember. He scored in all but one of the games in this tournament. The only game he hasn't scored in was that
there's a Boubacar
win against the Gambia in the quarterfinal.
Salah was not shit. He wasn't impressed with Salah.
Ashur looks to find Sobi, who's now got over to this right-hand side. As there is
judging by the gameplay this
further tactical tweak.
Whole time.
So Imam Ashur has got a right back, with the centre halves being Mahmoud Amdi and Mohamed Abdel Monim, with Fatou left back. So they've got a central midfielder as a right back here. Of course, they would have had Akram Toufik available, but he is missing, as I mentioned earlier on. So it means that defensive options become scarce. As Trezeguet goes to ground, challenge goes in by Fine. Not the best clearance by Castelletto. And now it could go through to Salah here. No, not quite. It's gone to Ngadia instead. Takes no prisoners. Decides to just be safely first as possible and just divert the ball out of play for a throw on the right. Throw is taken by Egypt. It's a waste though, as Cameroon come in to intercept. 90 seconds of normal time left to go. Carlos Queiroz was yellow carded for arguing with the fourth official over a certain arguing with the linesman over a certain decision. He was saying his shirt was pulled on, one of the Egyptian players over on that right hand side, just about sort of a minute plus ago, but the referee Akri Gassama did give a Cameroon throw, and Queiroz has been booked like he was in the quarter-final. Tolo with the ball, it's away by Ashur into the path of Lea Siliki. Now in G. Hongla trying to find Ng, and Ashur just throws himself at it with that diving header away. Sobi trying to get away from Lea
push for a last minute goal, man. End this. Please don't send us to extra time.
Sobi and Tolo having a bit of a disagreement here. They go head to head. Something's happened between those two players, and Carlos Queiroz has been sent to the stands. So he will not be on the dugout for the remainder of this game. It's all spilling over here. Potentially Ramadan Sobi lost his call. The manager's lost his call. He's being sort of ushered away by his assistant. He's got to really calm things down. And Carlos Queiroz is just saying there was an arm used there by a Cameroonian player, Ramadan Sobi. Vincent Boubacar's gone over to Carlos Queiroz, probably to explain the situation. He's trying to calm him down. It did spill over in Egypt's last game against Morocco, didn't it? It's happening again. As Carlos Queiroz takes a water bottle, kicks a water bottle away. Bakary Gassama puts his hand out to just blow it towards him, just to say to sort of let the game carry on. And so we wait to see what the outcome of stoppage time is. As we're into that sort of territory, it's getting into that time. 4 minutes added on. Ramadan Sobi tries to find Mustafa Mohamed, who slid in, trying to keep that attack alive and afloat, but he couldn't do so. Given straight to Mo Salah. Challenge goes in by Ngadia, nearly fell to Mustafa Mohamed again. But it's unable
I love drama. 4 minutes.
Reach an Egyptian player's foot. Well, Carlos Queiroz is going down, but he's not going down quietly in terms of going down the tunnel. He was saying there was an arm used in there. Ramadan Sobi was angry, and then the linesman Gerson dos Santos came on the pitch to separate the both of them, getting in between Tolo and Ramadan Sobi, and Bakary Gassama was occupied and decided to show Carlos Queiroz a straight red card to add to his yellow card. So
yet again another official.
The disciplinary of the Egyptian coaching staff at times in this tournament has been nothing short of quite comical and been very ill-disciplined. As winning the header is Mustafa Mohamed. Over to Trezeguet, goes down, wins the free kick. Jean-Charles Castelletto
with
another
the foul official who's being sent off.
Line on the far side, on that left-hand side. Castelletto did take a bit of a whack in the face from Trezeguet. Just trying to delay that free kick going to come in now. The North man. He's taken short though. Here is Trezeguet. Gets the cross in. Defended by Collins Fight. It's going to be a corner kick.
No.
To Egypt here over on the left-hand side. How this would be a real
Egypt getting
way
a last
to win a semi-final.
This is what I was talking about.
Steal it in the dying embers of the game.
Stealing it. This is what I was talking about.
Or full name Ahmed Said is going to come on shortly for Egypt as he takes his seat back on the bench. It's going to be put in here by Trezeguet. Plenty of white shirts in there. He goes low, puts the bend on it. Boubacar heads it away. Heads it now to the midway point of his own half. Ramadan Sobi gets it from Imam Ashur. Now the ball gets played out.
Go back in.
by...
Send it out. Don't let it go through. Just get it out. If you're going to waste time for another 30 minutes, just waste.
He's been so...
Don't choke in the last 20 seconds.
See in these games that Cameroon have been playing and is there giving support. Acting as one of the coaches up there, isn't he, in that high vantage point inside the Olomba Stadium. Currently Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. 50 seconds until we go to extra time.
God with the hold. Kick. Do not choke to Egypt, man. Do not choke to Egypt.
Batu stayed up there.
Hold.
Trezeguet, have they got anything left to give? Trezeguet has a go, and it's off target.
Thank you.
He ignored the calls from Ramadan Sobhi to play it crossfield and go to his right. Instead, he went to shoot himself from about 20 yards out. When they're on target and they come off, they do look special. They do look magnificent, but that there from Trezeguet was not his best attempt. As Mohamed Chouki, former Egyptian midfielder and former AFCON winner, is now the man sort of barking out the instructions in the dugout area. Kick by Onanas, away by Amdi Fati. Nuhu Tola. Can't shake off Sobhi, gets his arm up there and gives away the free kick. He was protesting about that just minutes before, wasn't he? But it has now gone against it. There's going to be another yellow card shown here to someone on the Egypt bench. It is the assistant, Roger Dessart, who is shown a yellow card. And he cannot let that one be brushed under the carpet, he feels. He has to just tell Bakri Gassama how he feels. So he's shown a yellow card. Literally, whoever wants a yellow card in the Egyptian bench at the moment is going to go and get one. But we're going to have 30 minutes of extra time to decide this semi-final potentially. If it's not decided, as you know, it is penalties to come. It was a second half that was a non-event, really. It got a little bit nasty. It got a little bit fiery, a bit feisty.
The 90 signalled by
30 minutes of extra time bring in what has been a goalless and scoreless 90 minutes. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. We'll be back with extra time very, very shortly.
Looking ahead to the next round of action coming up here on this service, and it will be on Tuesday, the 25th of January.
Here we are, latest sporting headlines. I'm Tom Helm. We'll start with the news in tennis. And there's been a whole host of matches in the Australian Open on the opening day. British #1 Cameron Norrie says he doesn't know, though, why he didn't perform and didn't execute, as the nation's bid in the Australian Open singles made a disappointing start. Seeded 12th, he was outclassed by American rising star Sebastian Corda.
I can't believe we're going to extra time, man.
With a stellar 2021, lost 6-3, 6-love, 6-4. He said it's so disappointing to start this year like this. They were really in the match at all. They played a loose game at the start of every set and it took care of his serve very well. Throughout 6 more Brits, led by Cameroon and Murray, play on Tuesday. Elsewhere in the tournament, and there was plenty of wins for the so-called favorites. Saka Open her defence of the Australian Open title, the dominant winner of Colombia's Camelia Osorio on day 1 in Melbourne. The champion in 2019, racing 5-0 in the first set, but Osorio fought back. Control of the match though, 6-3 win due to Saka. Elsewhere into news with other results in the tournament. Some good performances from Barty. Barty thrashed Leslie Sosrenko 6-6-1 in just 54 minutes to reach the second round.
Let me just put another poll there. The first one has been nullified because, you know, game is over.
6-2 into the NFL. The San Francisco 49ers Dallas Cowboys to claim a thrilling 23.
So who's going to win
the first upset
extra time or penalties? At this point, shit.
The Philadelphia Eagles. Tampa beating last year's Super Bowl. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
I need water.
In the NBA, a depleted Golden State Warriors side suffered a 119-90 in Minnesota Timberwolves on Sunday. Who without star player Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, second through injury. Elsewhere, and to news in snooker, Masters champion Neil Robertson is using NFL legend Tom Brady as inspiration. He tries to cement his place among snooker's greats. Australia beat Barry Hawkins 10-3 Nations and Equatorial Guinea stunned Algeria, the defending champions and upper income group stage victors. The Nations in Cameroon, Esteban Oyong slid at the far post to convert a flick on, and the only goal with 20 minutes left in Douala. The results would stay the same, with the 70th minute winner the only goal of the match. Real Madrid won a 12 Super Cup title. Scores from Luka Modric and Karim Benzema secured victories at Athletic Bilbao in Saudi Arabia. Modric called in a brilliant strike to give Real the first half lead. International Stadium, and then 2-0 with a penalty.
Based on what I've seen, okay, this is trying to convince me that we are that these two teams are evenly matched. All I am is frustrated, man. I'm telling you, all I am is frustrated. I'm not convinced that they're evenly matched. Nothing of the sort. Nothing like that. I'm not convinced that they're evenly matched. No one is convincing me that they're evenly matched.
So, Tokyo Ikambi, he has a couple of good first half chances, fairly anonymous in the second. No, not much to do either. There are the two captains, Salah and Abu Bakr. Salah had a long discourse with referee Gassama at the end of the 90 minutes. Didn't end terribly well. The rather sullen looking skipper.
Okay, here we go.
So let's see what 30 additional minutes might add to this encounter.
Will we have it again? We're about to find out as extra time starts, and Egypt going from right to left in all white. Cameroon in green shirts, red shorts and yellow socks. Here's Toko Ekambi, absolutely mauled to the ground by Fatou, who is probably going to take a yellow card for his troubles as well. Over by the referee. Fatou. I think it's just going to give him a
starting off with a foul, man. Let me just put on the music.
And that is it. Fatou can protest all he likes, but he's not actually going to get anything from that, except giving away a free kick. Lea Siliki looks to be the man who's going to take this for Cameroon. And then Gamanu off. It means they have to pass the buck to someone else to take it. In by Lea Siliki. Gabaski's backtracking. And it's gone on top of it. Carried all the way through. There was maybe a plague of doubt in the mind of Gabaski there as he was backtracking. Always worry goalkeepers in that situation, they get beat. Gabaski didn't have an unfortunate sort of David Seaman moment, did he? Where Ronaldinho, remember, in 2002, in career in Japan in that World Cup, beat him from a fair old way out. Gabaski, luckily, was not on the wrong side of that. Takes the kick inside the Cameroon half. Mustafa Mohamed with the flick on. Five with the header to Toko Ekambi. It's gone off Fatou. Here's Trezeguet. Fatou again. Trezeguet trying to hold off Five. Goes to ground.
If you're going to take us to extra time, then go to penalties. Don't fucking do an extra time. Go. If you're going to take us to extra time, then go to penalties. Don't fucking lose in extra time. No choking in extra time. Come on. Don't choke in extra time. Don't choke in extra time.
Already, they can bring another two players on. You do get 5 in normal time, but of course, with extra time on the cards, you're allowed to make 6 subs. Cameroon have 4 they can bring on. So, do they make changes now, both these sides, to try and win this game, or to make it for penalties? And it's an interesting sort of dilemma that both coaches have got to weigh up.
Yeah, they started weighing out for penalties. You can tell.
The Egyptian bench, and Tony Conceição and his coaching staff, and Carlos Queiroz sent off in the game.
Cameroon have not had a go.
Michael and Gadu heading onto the post, which feels like an eternity ago. This game has just completely disappeared for our eyes. We're 3 minutes into extra time. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Mustafa Mohamed with the flicker, looking for Mo Salah and Gadi into the air. Gadi gets on the second ball, leans forward and just gets his heads it out to Fatu on that left-hand side. Plays it forward, looking for Trezeguet. Gets it back, plays it forward, 30 yards out. It's headed out to Ramadan Sobhi. Waiting for an angle to shoot. It is a chance here. It goes on the outside of his foot. Nuhu Tolo kept his arms tucked in. There was shouts of a handball from the Egyptian players, but the referee said no. And Clinton and G is unable to get away. From Imam Ashur, he made a superb tackle to stop Clinton and G racing away and through on goal as Egypt win the ball back. Sort of essentially how Nuhu Tolo sort of blocked that shot. His elbows were sticking up, but his sort of forearms were tucked in.
There was no handball there.
Technique to try and block a shot. Ramadan Sobhi on the outside of his foot. It doesn't actually hit his elbow. In fact, it hit the top of his shoulder, so never going to get given anyway. The winners of this face Aliou Cisse and Senegal in the final on Sunday. Losers go in the third place playoff. I don't think if you asked any Cameroonian fans, they would be happy to sit inside the stadium watching the third and fourth place park. Instead, watching at the Olomba Stadium where it is played tonight in the final. Looking to win the AFCON title for the 6th time. Here's Trezeguet. Goes for goal, but by far corner kick. It is Egypt who've made the better start to extra time. As Christian Basogog is going to be coming on. He knows all about scoring in a semi-final, doesn't he? Scored the last time Cameroon won in 2017 against Ghana. So he's going to be coming on shortly, but it'll probably be after this corner kick is taken by Trezeguet, the Aston Villa man. Down for Cameroon,
starting to waste time with
Castelletto.
Weird fucking injuries. Injuries that don't make sense.
He's now going to receive some
wasting time with injuries that make no sense.
It just delays this corner kick coming in, so it gives the Egyptian players more time to think about their runs and Trezeguet to think about where the ball's going to go in. Haroun Moukoudi is going to also come on. This will be for Castelletto. Conceição, the manager, is not going to let Castelletto continue. Can't take any chances with the game on such a knife edge as this. Seems to be a bit of confusion perhaps on the Cameroon bench.
The semi-finals of every tournament is usually like war.
Castelletto is back up on his feet.
The Champions League.
Is hobbling off over the
every semi is usually war compared to the
maybe down to 10
finals.
For now when this corner is going to be taken. There's 4 Egyptian players right by the penalty spot. They're all going to go different directions here. Can Trezeguet pick them out? He goes low. Poor delivery. What a waste that was.
Come on, move. Run. Go. Send it forward.
Over to the left of Trezeguet again. Coming back from where he took that corner. Goes in the gap between Abubakar and Toko Ekambi. He goes straight into Collins' spine. He then looks up. He takes a slip. Many of these Cameroonian players have slipped when they've played balls and they've tried to beat players, haven't they? This pitch
the Egyptian defense
really
is throwing bodies, man.
For any sort of elite player, this really isn't
the Egyptian defense are throwing bodies now at this point.
Playing on for a semi-final. Fatu has kept that one in play after getting there ahead of his man on that right-hand side. Gadi's getting his body up against Mustafa Mohamed, who's just sort of leaning back of it, but Gadi next time will go for a goal kick. So we're going to see Kudi and Basogo come on very, very shortly. Mohamed Shauki not pressured or feeling obliged to make a change just yet. Kudi, born in France, Bondy to be precise. Many of the Union players born in the French kick has gone out for a throw into Egypt. Whether they've done that deliberate or not remains to be seen. So Moukoudi comes on. We don't know who that's for. We think it's going to be for Castelletto. He's gone on a bit too prematurely, so he's got to come back. Toko Ekambi is the man to come off as Basogog will come on. Makudi.
Hey,
wait
man.
to see who he is going to come on for. So
Cameroon is using up their substitutions like nitrous right now.
Off one of the two big hitters in front of goal, and Makudi is on.
Nobody wants to go to penalties. At least they're going to try and avoid going to penalties if they can.
8 minutes is the first period of extra time gone. 7 minutes of the first half of it to play. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. It has been a game so nip and tuck. You really could not call this. It is a semi-final, of course.
Yeah,
no
you can't call it because it's not because it was so exciting.
Since the very first minute. Here is
but because
Ramadan
both sides are playing a bit average.
We'll find Mo Salah, who Tola gets his body up, does excellent and has done all night. It's a free kick as Mo Salah just goes into the back of him. So another 2 changes for Cameroon, another 2 they can make in extra time.
30 minutes will fly by, man.
Castelletto just had a touch of cramp, didn't he, perhaps? Let them just play a part for him. Played 90 minutes against Comoros, 90 against the Gambia. Now, of course, has played 98 minutes of the following game. Sebastian has the ball in his own half. Just toying with Vincent Boubacar, waiting for him to just come into the box. Picking the ball up. Well, it was in this exact minute when Trezeguet scored at the Stade Amadou Ahidjo that saw them beat Morocco. Can they strike again?
Salah trying to pull
Here's
off
Ramadan
an Uno
Sobi.
card
It's
there.
a Mo Salah. Goes for the curler. Nana dived, but he's put it wide. Wanted to give him a chance. Similar range to where he took aim in the first half. It was
Salah.
This time much more of a low. He took the pace off it. Low effort, trying to find that bottom corner rather than the top one.
Do this
to Onana's right hand side. He dived already, Onana. He was pretty clear that it was evidently going to go past him and not going to go into the back of the net. As Egypt probably have the first whiff of a chance of scoring an extra time.
The mosquitoes won't let me do this in peace.
Throwing will go Egypt's way inside their own half. Batu is going to take it. Lachine. Del Monim. Ashore. Monim again. You see Senegal, no doubt, probably watching this. Wherever they're based in Cameroon. They are the team that await in the final. There's Trezeguet trying to shake off Lea Siliki, who goes to ground. Trezeguet thought he had the better of him, but the referee, Bakary Gassama, does eventually give that. Will go Cameroon's way. Here's Faye. Basogo, Faye. Vincent Boubacar can't get away from Andy Fati. Ongisa gets a hold of the ball. Saw him get forward quite a lot in this tournament already. Yeah, he hasn't got a goal, but he's quite an important person when they do want to attack Cameroon. Not really been clear in that sense tonight.
Fuck, come on.
Lea Siliki, Hongla. He's already got 3 assists in this tournament. Can he grab another one? Collins Fye also alongside him there. They need someone to inject a bit of spark. Try and not let this game go to penalties where it's currently heading. Lea Siliki sort of lets the ball bounce across him and then just volleys it in. It goes all the way across the box and out to the far side for a Egyptian throw. Well, when is the time the managers or the coaching staff to decide about the penalty takers? Carlos Queiroz or the Egyptian bench have already had the experience of telling the players who's going 1 to 5 and then who's the sudden death, what the order is. Cameroon not had that in this tournament so far, in which they've been pretty good, but this game in particular has just proved to be their toughest test of all against an Egyptian side.
What?
Throughout this tournament,
What?
played
No,
exactly
oh my
how
God,
they're
oh
playing now.
God, oh my God, oh my God, no!
No. He's gone through to Mustafa Mohammed. He's onside. What a chance! He looks to find Trezeguet. It's cleared away just by the Cameroonian defence.
Oh my God.
And then Collins Fye gets in front of Mo Salah. Flag is raised there by the Mozambique assistant referee, Arsenio Marangula. Must admit, Mustafa Mohammed did straight just offside. His left arm is just out essentially. And he nearly found Trezeguet. It was just that touch, I think, from Collins Fye that just meant Trezeguet couldn't get there. But it's that kind of opportunity, that kind of opening Egypt want. And if they can get that in that situation, get
Egypt
the pass right
predators,
first
man.
of all,
Egypt are predators.
that allows the cross to reach Trezeguet or reach a white shirt, then that's going to lead to a goal, isn't it? But it wasn't there. That he couldn't pick out a man, but Mustafa Mohammed first of all couldn't time as well. The flag just was raised as the attack was finished. 104th minute of this contest, and what has been a real energy-sapping game. It's just been quite slow at times, devoid of it, I should say, sorry. Doesn't look like it's going to change in extra time as we're heading for a goalless draw. Nuhu Tolo. Basogog trying to find room to get away from another player in Abdel Monin, but he goes to ground, makes a superb tackle. He's been a contender for man of the match. What a performance he's put in for the Pharaohs tonight. Onana. Aro Mukudi has featured already in this tournament and played against Cape Verde in that final group game. Basogog. There's Siddiqui trying to get the cross in. Well blocked there by Mohanad Lasheen. 60 seconds more of the first half of extra time to go. Fye with the throw. Mukudi to Ungariu. Hongla. New Trezeguet from Hongla. Now Salah. Will now fire Ramadan Sobhi, but the first touch is poor. Nuhu Tolo sends him on the ground, and now he's going to send Clinton and G away. He's free on this far side. Low cross in. Gabaski spills it, and it nearly reached Abubakar, but he just slipped. Just as Gabaski couldn't grasp that original cross from Clinton and G. And it's cleared away by Egypt. Fye gets it from the thrower. Here is now Basogog looking to try and beat Fatou. Fye tries to get the cross in, but it's well defended by Mustafa Mohammed. Good run in there to not allow the cross to come in. As the first period of extra time comes to an end, it still remains 0-0. No real chances of note. Cameroon with potential opening where Gabaski made a real mess of trying to capture the cross with Clinton and G's low outside of the foot delivery, and Abubakar just slipped. Mo Salah had a curling effort that went past the post.
So much, and
but
that's
it's
where
just
we're
like
going.
it has been for the
penalties
previous
so
90
much.
minutes. A very close fought contest with
Tom Helm. We'll start with the news in tennis. There's been a whole host of matches in the Australian Open on the opening day. British number one Cameron Norrie says he doesn't know though why he didn't perform and then executes a disappointing start.
I'll give that a rest for a bit. Hold Guys, this is now getting. We're going to the territory I don't like. We're 15 minutes away from penalties, and I hate penalties. I don't think there's ever a time I've rooted for a team and then they went to penalties and they won. That's how much I don't like them, because it's always bad luck on my end. trying to confess good things for Cameroon because I really need Cameroon to win this one. I want Cameroon to win this one. Let me see. What are the odds? I want to see the odds on Cameroon win on a betting site. Sport. Let's just check the odds of Cameroon winning right now.
AFCON 2022. Here is the predicted lineup AFCON 2022 semifinals. Cameroon versus Egypt.
I'm gonna check the odds of Cameroon winning on this site right now. We began this half.
Senegal in the African Cup of Nations final. Cameroon, the hosts, remember, have lit up this tournament.
I want to check out the odds of betting on this site.
Egyptian side, not quite the same caliber, different scale entirely, but have got away to get to this point, and it's carried them in good stead throughout this tournament. Ramadan Sobi, the Mo Salah. Been relying on him even further now to try and make sure this game doesn't go to extra time. Looks to find Sheriff, who's involved in the thick of the action. Just can't get his first touch though, as it's well shielded into the grasp of Andre Onana by the Cameroonian defence. Remember, Egypt don't have their coach.
The odds aren't even
in the dugout. He was sent
accommodating
off
for penalties.
just as stoppage time happened in normal time in the second half of the game when he was shown a red card for continuing his protests against Bakary Gassama. That's probably why he didn't want this referee in charge. Nor did the country's federation. They did actually put in a request to the African Federation for not this ref to be in charge of the semi-final, but it was rejected. And ultimately fallen on deaf ears. Jean Onana of Bordeaux is going to come on for Cameroon shortly. Interesting to see who this is going to be for. Fatou looking to try and find Trezeguet just inside the Cameroon half. It's over on that far side.
You can't even bet on penalties.
To just boot it out of play for a throw on that same side. Left hand side is where Fatou's going to take this throw. Throws it back to Amdi Fati.
You can't even bet on penalties, fam.
Abdul Monim. Now to Mahmoud Amdi. Gets it back. The two most successful sides in AFCON history. 12 titles between them. Glorious history. The most times any two sides have met in this competition. Once again doing battle. Not quite giving us a treat, but certainly give us a fascinating contest. Onana's going to come on.
It's not exactly been an interesting game. The commentator is right. It's not been an interesting game. It's just now they're headed for a point of pressure.
Tournament football for Cameroon in his own AFCON tournament. And Onana is on for another Cameroon appearance. Probably none bigger than this. For the Bordeaux man. Which he comes on for another cap. Shot comes in. It's deflected. Kabaski was all over the place. It was Lea Siliki who took aim, and he's so much so that he's actually fallen in the goal. Kind of went through a Boubacar. He couldn't get the shot away. It was Amdi Fati made the tackle, and then Lea Siliki struck it. It took a massive deflection, carried all the way through to Kabaski. He was just sort of trembling a little bit. He was a bit worried it might have beaten him, but he sort of just hit, I think, the top of the crossbar and went out for a goal kick. As the Cameroon fans are praying, a lot of them, they're all sat down They're on tenterhooks. They are glued to the action. Not just inside the stadium, but at home, I imagine. Leia Siliki to take this corner from the left, and it goes. And then Trezeguet has headed it behind for a corner kick.
Set piece.
Now to the far side, the right-hand side this time. So, more defending for Cameroon to do here. And they try and take this corner short. But Ramadan Sobi intercepted it. Bakary Gassama, though, was dealing with an issue inside the box. Now it will get taken. As we're heading into the 110th minute. Corner to be delivered in from the right-hand side. Leia Siliki is going to take. There's 5 green shirts in there. In it goes. It's away by Fatou. It's come to Basogog. Trying to drift away from the player.
They can't decide
but he just
who's going to
slips,
shoot.
he does
Come
so. Then he
on.
tries to get the return. Does Imam Ashur from Ramadan Sobi, but it's intercepted by Nuhu Tolo, using his big frame to just get his arm across Ashur, and then is able to clear it away, and decided against going to Andre Onana. Monim, Ashur. Looks to find Mo Salah, turns from Tolo. Can he have the beating of him? Trying to get away from him. Tolo standing up well, gets his body in front of him, and will win a goal kick, Nuhu Tolo. Mo Salah just flinging his hand in the air to say that is a bad decision. Mustafa Mohamed on the bench is letting his feelings known about that one, and Roger decides actually managed to get a bit of calm and actually just told the Egypt number 14, and of course the man who came off, just to sit back down, not draw any more attention to what we've already got with, of course, Carlos Guerrero's being sent off. The Sogog on the left-hand side to Ongisa. Now to Mukudi. Came on for Castelletto. And the dying embers of that first period of extra time. Here's ball out to the left. It's away by Ramadan Sobi. Straight into Ongisa in the middle. Around about 30 yards away from goal. Goes down. Bakary Gassama tells it to get up. So Cameroon have it again, though, with an Egypt clearance. Tolo to Mukudi. Can Egypt's rear guard stay intact? Cameroon have not really tested them at all. They've got 9 minutes to do so. Mukudi gets a bit of luck to get away from an Egypt player who slips. The man who slipped, in fact, was Sherif. Ball goes out to the right. Looking for the touch of Leia Siliki. Couldn't get it under control. And then the header by Onana is out for an Egypt throw. Sean Onana, as I'm mentioning, it's only just come into the Cameroonian reckoning. And is appearing in his 6th cap, as the Egyptian bench are making notes, scribbling down potentially penalty takers, as Roger Dessau is in direct contact with.
You see that the penalty taking is like crisis management at this point.
As he takes the phone to his right ear. Fatou, Sherif finds Trezeguet,
Choosing
nicely
your
done.
penalty takers has become like crisis
Go back
management.
a little bit, away from the bodies of the green shirts that was in front of him, and then Andy Fati plays it all the way back to Gabaski, Monim. Forward it goes. Going to try and find Sherif. It's away by Ngari, who heads it away to his left. And for an Egypt throw in the final third of the Cameroonian half. As I mentioned, we saw Burkina Faso, Gabon go the distance in the round of 16. We also saw in the round of 16 Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast.
Now they're going to be
and
sharp.
Egypt's game go the distance. We saw Mali and Equatorial Guinea go to penalties. We've not seen one since. We're going to go and get another one in this tournament as it stands. It is goalless with 6 minutes to play between Cameroon and Egypt. Here is Tolo. Abubakar, Tolo. Here's Vincent Abubakar trying to get away, make up the challenge. He's gone to Tolo on his right foot, but just sort of bounced off his boot. And then it's cleared away by the Egyptian defence. Gadi will go to Onana, and Salah won't be able to pounce in, just like he did for Hongla's pass back in the second half. It does carry all the way through to the goalkeeper Onana. Here's Collins Fay. Now he's getting it back, trying to take on Fatou. There were shouts for a handball. His arms were down by his side. Very good defending by Fatou indeed.
Whether or not it was a handball,
he's able to clear it away as Cameroon's protests get them nowhere. Makudi struggling to clear it though because the free kicker Sheriff was hustling with him. Here's the side first of Fatou, and then clips his elbow. So never a free kick there. Going to go to Njizit. Mahmoud Hamdi goes to ground. Good sliding tackle. Well timed with the man with the cap on his head. It's the see-through cap, as you can imagine. There's got sort of a lot of sweat on it. He's got yellow tape sort of over his head, well, around his head. And there's a lot of blood pouring in it, so quite a bit of the tape is yellow with a lot of it red. The thrown on the right-hand side doesn't pick anybody out from a Cameroon perspective. And
all the Cameroon guys have lost their shot. The bench.
It's getting to that territory, isn't it?
Nervous.
We're going to be heading into penalties. Samuel Eto'o looking on. He stood up. He can't sit down. He's probably getting all fidgety sitting down.
The beginning of the tournament, but it's been
one
Abubakar.
of the greatest ever players Cameroon has produced. A man who has loved the African Cup of Nations. Won it in 2000, won it in 2002. Such an important player for the Indomitable Lions and the various different coaches at various different tournaments. Towards Ramadan Sobhi, Tolo hurls himself at it and clears it away. Last 4 minutes. It's going to be the last 4 minutes for one of these sides in the African Cup of Nations. We have to have a winner on penalties, remember. The winners of this take on Senegal in the final on Sunday. The losers of this are in the 3rd, 4th place playoff, which is a game you really do not want to be involved in by any means. Lachim's pass over to the far side. Reaches Trezeguet's path. Plays it back to Fatou. Tries to find Trezeguet again. Been told to get up by Bakary Gassama. He's out of position at the moment, this Fatou. As going on the right is Lea Siliki. Sogog tries to get away from Trezeguet. Can't do so. And now Fatou is still up there, but Makudi has cleared it out of play for an Egypt throw. And Zizou's going to come on. He was going to come on at the end of the second half, wasn't he? But he's had to wait, and he will now come on. The man he plays for Zamalek, had spells in Europe with Liers in Belgium, and has also played in another European country as well. Has played in Portugal and Moreirense. So Mohamed Sheriff, who came on
more than anything else
in extra time in the 105th minute. It's only lasted 12 minutes because he's gone off not with an injury. He got off pretty sharply, in fact. So Mohamed Said, or Zizou, has come on. First involvement sees him flick a ball on through to Salah on the edge of the box. Now Ramadan Sobhi. Is this the moment for the Pharaohs? He's going to take on Tolo. He slips. What a chance this is for Sobhi. Oh, it goes across the box. There were 3 players on rushing to try and drive it home. And it's gone past everybody and out for a throw on the far side.
Come on.
He just wanted Tolo to slip, didn't he? They were queuing up in there. They'd gone right, they'd gone in the middle, they went left, they went everywhere. 3 different positions, they all went. Those 3 players. It was Mo Salah just behind them, but none of them could touch it in. And it still remains 0-0. That's the closest anybody has come to perhaps finding the back of the net in this contest. Lachim with a little slip, but is able to play the pass out to the left and give it to Trezeguet. But it's cut out by 5. Onana gets it back from Vincent Abubakar. Tolo. Gadiu. right-hand side, just trying to keep the possession for now. Last 60 seconds of normal time in the second period of extra time. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. It has had the feeling of a 0-0, really, probably ever since, I would say, maybe the 20th minute. It might have been even more the case for some.
Since the first half, you could tell this was going on.
We see potentially a goalkeeper maybe come on. We are starting to see people start to do that now, as Mohamed Sharif was sort of
won't be able to
given a lot of comfort by a lot of his teammates. He was probably visibly upset he was took off. Mustafa Mohamed's got his arm round him, just trying to console him. He's been sacrificed as a result of this penalty shootout, which I expect Zizou would take. He did take one in that shootout win against Ivory Coast, so forward thinking by the Egyptian coaching staff, Roger Dessar and Mohamed Shawki. Of course, Carlos Queiroz is up in the goals, isn't he, in the Alomba Stadium. One additional minute. Clinton Cheek intercepts.
Can someone close this out in 1 minute so we don't have to do it?
Trezeguet's pass intended for Ramadan Sobhi.
Can someone please close this out so we don't have to do penalties?
Krudi. Got to go long. It does. Sogok. Trying to get his body up in front of Fatou. Is successful. Fine. Delayed putting the cross in. Trying to go on the inside of Trezeguet. Now it's Zizou. Mohamed Salah. Last 20 seconds of extra time. Salah's made the forward run. Probably not quick enough. He hasn't got a lot in the tank left to really sprint forward. Ramadan Sobhi finds Salah. Won't reach in. Tolo slips and clears it out for a throw. But Egypt won't be able to take it. And for the fourth time in this tournament, we will have a penalty shootout to decide a knockout match. And it's the last of the 4 shootouts before the final that's going to decide a semi-final winner. Will it be Cameroon or will it be Egypt? There's been hardly anything to separate these two sides. Virtually no real chances of note. The only thing that really happened in extra time was Ramadan Sobhi having the beating of Nuhu Tolo, who slipped, got the cross in. There were 3 players ready and waiting to touch it in, but it all missed them as they couldn't steer it in. So we have a penalty shootout to decide who will play Senegal in the final at the Alomba Stadium on Sunday. And it's going to be Cameroon in their first one in this tournament against Egypt, involved in a penalty shootout for the second time in this competition.
Oh no. I don't like this. I don't like this. Penalties are always war, man. Penalties are always war, fam. Always. Not one time. I won't be able to sit down. I won't be seated down for this one. Just even enlarge this camera box. I'm going to enlarge the camera one now, because I won't be able to sit down for this one. I need Cameroon to win these penalties.
Senegal, quarter-final, winning 5-4, scoring every penalty. They've won 4 of the 7 shootouts. They have taken part in the last one they lost in 2006. And they lost in the quarter-final. Samuel Eto'o, believe it or not, was the only man to miss the penalty from 20 that was taken in that shootout. Cameroon players and coaching staff with a little huddle on the pitch. gods. This is a huge moment they are going to get themselves prepared for. It is a lottery, it is penalties. Someone has to lose. Have they got it in them to get over the line in what has been the toughest of tests for the Indomitable Lions in this tournament, in which they've been pretty comfortable against every opponent they faced. Going back to sort of the goalkeepers, I wonder what sort of the process is. Do they analyse and study every potential penalty taker? Do they just have their own way in their head? Do they have their own technique? Does the goalkeeper coach do it for them? And it's always interesting to see, isn't it, what they do. We've seen so many sort of tactics down the years from penalties. Remember in 2006, Germany against Argentina, Jens Lehmann had sort of notes on where every Argentinian player took his penalty, dived the right way every time. Some were successfully saved and some he wasn't. We've also seen Ben Foster, of course, in the League Cup final 2009. He openly admitted that
this is what I was avoiding, man.
Of the Tottenham players taking their penalties. So I wonder if the goalkeepers of Egypt and Cameroon have done likewise for this particular penalty shootout. Of course, Mohamed Salah and Vincent Boubacar, before any spot kick is taken,
I was really avoiding this
go
shit.
and do the
I really didn't want this to happen.
Where they're going to take spot kicks.
I want Cameroon to win, but I'm not confident they can do this on penalties.
Sort of the left-hand side of the ground or the right-hand side of the ground, the north side or the south side. Mo Salah gets the call from Bakary Gassama, the Gambian referee. Ball drops in the middle. It's gone Mo Salah's way. Wait to see who was going to take first, who was going to take second. Egypt's record from penalties, however, they have been involved in 7 shootouts themselves. They've won 5. They've only lost 2. Their last shootout loss was in 1984. They have won a shootout against Cameroon in 1986. They won in the final there.
All of those Mansart serving his drugs ban. He's got a chance now
from 6
to put it all behind him.
They've won every penalty shootout since. In 1986, 1998, 2006. They've also won in 2017 and in 2021. So can they do it for a 6th time in a row where they've won a penalty shootout in the African Cup of Nations? Kabaski is just going towards the goal. It's down the south side of the Olomba Stadium. It's a penalty shootout, so if you obviously look at the centre, it is the sort of right-hand side of it.
Damn it.
Bakary Gassama's just going through his final talks with the goalkeepers, Andre Onana and Kabaski. No doubt,
can't sit down
laying
for this.
down the law. It's going to be by all accounts keeping an eye on the line. It's going to be Cameroon to go first, fitting really. Vincent Boubacar's going to take. He's taken 2 penalties in this tournament, and he scored them, didn't he, against Burkina Faso in the opening game of the tournament. How will he go from this one? As he places the ball down on the spot. Big, big moment this.
So
always want to get onto a good start.
In the first
placed on the hands of Vincent Boubacar. You can probably hear silence inside this stadium.
Boubacar, the shit talker.
Right now, Boubacar steps up, little shimmy and scores. Kabaski dive to his left, was sent the wrong way.
Yes.
And Cameroon are up and run this shootout. Well, he just gave it the little shimmy. He was so composed, wasn't he? So cool, wasn't phased. That's the start you need if you're a Cameroon.
The way for you to follow. The way for you to follow. He will tell his boys.
Come on.
Nervy faces there. The pecking order or the kicking order would have been decided.
Come on, nice.
So those who are knocked down for the first 5 know there is the possibility they might still be called upon. Zizou brought on for penalties, it would seem, in the closing stages. Young man from Zamalek, big responsibility here. Up against Onana.
Come on.
Zizou sends Onana the wrong way. That's very confidently done.
Okay.
Not much chance in these shootouts for goalkeepers if you keep your nerve.
You really have to be a
Zizou
decent
certainly
keeper
got
for this to
Onana
work.
committed there.
Come
Moved
on,
the
boys.
one way. And the young striker the other way.
No, you just have to send this one through, man.
Teammates
Send
like
this one in. Send this one in. Send it
He
fucking
took
in,
the first
man.
one against the Ivorians as well.
Come on.
They might have their set order, although El Salaya and Kamal have gone off.
Come on.
Mukudi came on for the injured Castelletto. Big responsibility for a 24-year-old defender.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Up
let's
against
go, let's
Abu
go.
Gabal. It's saved!
Fuck!
Not enough of a run-up from Mukudi. Is that going to prove the difference?
No.
Yannick Noah's in the crowd. He can hardly look.
No.
Well, it was hit far too close to the goalkeeper. Not much of a run-up either.
Yeah, I feel your pain, lady.
The stress all over that lady's face, and understandably so too. Abdel Monem successfully converted against the Ivorians, called upon to do so again against Onana. Chance for Egypt to go into the lead here.
Please. Please catch it, my guy. Please catch it, my
Abdel Monem against Onana. And again, the goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Well, the Egyptians are in the lead, finally.
No. No.
What a tournament he's had. Came on in the first, after the first game, after Elrich was injured.
No. Come on.
In the second match, I should say, the one against Guinea-Bissau, and hasn't looked back since. Siliki now, also on as a substitute. The lead with Egypt.
Come on.
Are further in the lead, closer to the final. Is it Salah against Mane on Sunday? If Cameroon do not score now, it'll be all over. 3 kicks taken, 3 out of 3 for Egypt, 1 out of 3 for the Cameroonians.
It's Salah versus Mane. It's Salah versus Mane now.
Clinton and
Salah versus Mane. Shit.
Siliki can barely look. It might be all over here for the Indomitable Lions if they miss this one. The last prayer from Onana. Will it be enough? Tony Conceição, he's come so close. Oh, it's all over! Close. Oh, it's all over! Close. Oh, it's all over! He misses! Cameroon are out. Egypt are through to the final. They've won 3-1 on penalties after to the final. They've won 3-1 on penalties after a goalless draw at the end of 120 minutes. And Mo Salah did not even need to take a kick. Egypt will play the final on Sunday without a coach, of course. But there will be no host nation in the deciding match yet again.
Crap.
Another Cup of Nations where the home country does not make the final. Tears in the crowd, tears on the pitch. Devastation for Cameroon. And it is Egypt who will play Senegal. Remember, the two countries will meet as well in March in the World Cup qualifiers. What a sensational final it's going to be. But what devastation here. Abu Gabal is again the hero. As the Pharaohs are on course for a record-extending 8th Africa Cup of Nations title.
That's done.
They're in the final again. The country who cannot stop winning. You've got to feel sorry for Tony Conceição. Carlos Queiroz onto the pitch to celebrate with his players. Well, he got sent off. He won't take any part in the final. But that's the first Continental Championship that he's made all the way to the final.
I'm done.
And the celebration with his players and his coaching staff. So progress for Egypt, devastation for Cameroon. The final score here is a 3-1 victory on penalties after a goalless draw. The hosts are
I don't think I'm going to do any post commentary on this game.